cannot be causing problems for a top team like Ghana. When we started winning AFCON, where were they? You see, but for poor coaching.
Poor coaching from who?
Chris Hughton and his friend
Milo
too. Comoros wouldn't have come close to the stars in any way. But for poor coaching. So this time around, we want to put them in their place. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yes, that will be their level. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So Comoros will put them in their place this weekend.
Okay. Let's hear from the sports minister. So you agree with him. So let's hear from Honorable Kofi Adams talking about the need to beat Comoros on Sunday.
We won against Chad here home. We won against Madagascar away. We went to Chad and we drew. We came home against Mali and we won. We've gone to Central African Republic. That was played in Morocco, and we have defeated them again. And I know against Comoros also, he want to pay them back because they are the only ones that have defeated us in the course of these qualifiers when we went away. So we want to beat them back. So for the team, technical team, and the playing body, this opportunity to pay them back. And they will be much more relaxed. They will not be playing under any tense situation. So they will play a better game. They would have a much better enhanced game and they will beat the Comoros on Sundays.
So that's the sports minister, Honorable Kofi Adams, saying that the Black Stars will have to do one over Comoros on Sunday. Let's hear from Jan Pofuankra now, who is director of the NSC, shedding some more info on tickets and arrangements for Sunday, right, when Ghana takes on Comoros at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Tickets will not be sold after 3 p.m. The match is at 7 p.m. And the reason for this is that we don't want the challenges we had the last time where fans were crowding around the stadium looking to purchase tickets. It must be very clear. And we're also in talks with the Ghana Football Association and other partners to ensure that there will be some fan zones or fans areas around, not necessarily around the stadium, but where fans can watch the match. Save the stadium, the facility, the people who will be here to work, the fans, the media, we need to protect you. And that is why we've taken these measures.
So that was Jan Pofuankra, DG of the National Sports Authority. Let's hear from, let's hear one more voice concerning Sunday. One more voice concerning Sunday. This is Saint Osei. Saint Osei is a CAF security official, and he also is giving some info concerning security arrangements on Sunday.
Like I said, don't come to be molested by any security. Because we're going to have the military presence and the police and then the other security agencies who also do their job. We wouldn't want to do anything that also affects us in the long run, the CAF rules and what have you. So we want all that to be in place. But like I said, fan zone is going to be, and the security arrangement is also very tight. Get your accreditation at the right time. Come with your accreditation. Without accreditation, you're not going to be allowed.
All right, so that's Saint Osei. I think that's more for reporters and media people. That's on Sunday. Ray, so I think all is set. All is set for Sunday.
Let me commend the NSA for taking this initiative. Part of the criticism against them the other time was the fact that there was lack of communication, especially concerning modalities for match day. They've taken advice, they've listened to advice, they've taken criticism very well. They've decided to come clear and open up on matters to Ghanaians. Speaking about how much was rigged in from the last game we played, how the disbursements were made, what to expect on match day, where the security cordon would begin from, where the ring fencing will start from, where football fans are expected to park their cars, where football fans can get their tickets, what time tickets purchase will be cut off and all. I think that they've gone to a large extent. They've done so much by way of education ahead of the game, to the extent that they're even cautioning supporters who would come there as to how to comport themselves. Cautioning supporters who do not have tickets not to show up. They've also gone to the extent of getting the FA to help create fan zones for fans to watch the game if they're not able to get into the match venue. So I think this time around, they've learned from their mistakes and they've done a lot of work on the pre-game. That was non-existent in the past. But they've done a lot of work on the pre-game. And I'm hoping that, based on what we've seen them do in pre-game, in-game or on match day, we are going to see a lot of the plans they've put in place actually help give the fans who would be attending the match an experience. So let me commend the NSA. Let me commend Yampo for Ankara for making sure at least Ghanaians are kept in the communication loop and Ghanaians know what is expected of them on match day. So I commend the NSA for a good job done. I'll score them, if it's over 100, I want to add the on match day as well. But I think pre-match, they've done 50% of the job.
Okay.
We are waiting for the remaining 50. And I'm hoping that, based on what we've heard, collaboration with security services, the military, the police, everybody will bring their A game just to make sure everything goes smoothly on match day. It's party time. So we are expecting everybody to relax, be calm. Let's go and enjoy the game. Drink whatever we have to drink, eat whatever we have to eat, sing as much as we can, make as much noise as we can, cheer the boys on as much as we can. And at the end of 90 minutes, the dreams of many to go to USA to watch football matches, or to go to Canada to watch football matches, or to go to Mexico to watch football matches, would come alive. So, full marks to NSA up to this point, and I'm hoping that the implementation will be successful as they have planned.
Well, let's see what happens. But at least the NSA has detailed or has given details of what's going to happen over the weekend. So if you are thinking about going to buy a ticket for the Ghana Comoros game, these are the places you can go to get yourself a ticket. Achimota Shell, Osu Total, Airport Shell, Heart of Oak Secretariat, and the Accra Sports Stadium. So Achimota Shell, Osu Total, Airport Shell, Heart of Oak Secretariat, and the Accra Sports Stadium. If you want to get a ticket to go and watch Ghana versus Comoros on Sunday, that's the lowdown for you.
I think
Yeah.
I think there are a couple more.
Yes.
Yes, let me give you a few, because yesterday I saw one from the Ministry of Sports as well. There's Nima Goil. There's Bachona Total.
Okay.
There's Achimota Shell 1 and 2. There's Kanishi Pamprom Goil.
Okay.
And then there's Ministry of Sports and Recreation Car Park. And I hear on match day, tickets, there will be a ticket booth at the Accra Sports Stadium, at the Independence Square. There will be a ticket booth at the Independence Square as well. So these are the other ones we can add. And there's a ticket sales joint at Joy FM as well. Yes, so Osu Goil and Total. So there's Osu Goil, Osu Total. There's Nima Goil. There's Bachona Total. Achimota Shell 1 and 2. Kanishi Pamprom Goil. And then Ministry of Sports and Recreation Car Park. So these are other outlets you can get your tickets as well.
So listeners, you heard. Go and grab your ticket. And as you heard, the NSA boss mention in the clip I played, tickets will not be sold after 3 p.m. So after 3 p.m., you will not get any tickets to buy. So, my boys, if you want your tickets, buy them early. Buy them early. People like to do that on match day, then they're asking you where they can get tickets to buy. Yeah. The outlets have been mentioned. Go there, get your tickets, and prepare to go and watch Ghana v Comoros. Prepare to go and watch Ghana v Comoros on Sunday. It's a Sunday night game. Kicks off at 7 p.m. You know, hopefully everything should go well, and then we all get to enjoy Ghana's qualification to the next World Cup in the US, Canada, and Mexico. It's an all North American World Cup. Your comments are also welcome. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. Let me go through some of the WhatsApp messages that have come in on that number. Okay, somebody's asking what the ticket prices are. We have that info somewhere. Let me get it. Let me get it. Yesterday.
VVIP is going for 1,000 Ghana cedis. Upper VIP 500 Ghana cedis. Lower VIP 250 Ghana cedis. Center line 100 cedis, and popular stand 50 Ghana cedis.
Okay, can you please go over that?
VVIP 1,000 Ghana cedis.
So VVIP 1,000. If you have 1,000 Ghana, you get VVIP ticket.
When you come, VVIP will serve you drinks, serve you sobolo, pie, achomo, nkati burger. We'll give you water.
Would they give kebab?
Chichinga is there.
Okay, all right.
Sausage is there. I will give you everything. 1,000. All for 1,000. I beg. If you go and you don't get it, don't come and say I said it. Upper VIP 500 Ghana cedis. Lower VIP 250 Ghana cedis. Center line 100 Ghana cedis. Popular stand 50 Ghana cedis. Now this is what popular stand comes with. Yogurt sellers, meat pie sellers, gizzard sellers, soya sellers, those selling canned drinks and all will be there. Toffee, Akushi toffee sellers, all Agbeli Kakulo, all of them will be there. Achomo, Achififi, all of them, all of them will be at the popular stand. They'll be making good sales. So. Yeah, Abele was, that's how they call it, right?
Yeah.
All of them will be there. Pokey sellers. Everything will be there, some popular stand.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. You eat well. Bread sellers, you see bread and condensed milk. You get all that at popular stand.
At the popular stand.
Those who like the energy drinks too. Chilled, the one with ice in it.
Yes.
All of them. Some go there.
Thank you.
So popular stand is the place to be. And those who like the that one to some go there.
Those who like what? Those who like what?
Hey, Nathan. The things that happen under that scoreboard. Everything they song. Everything.
So that's a popular stand.
Popular stand. You see, these things you can't sell it at VIP. Okay. Nathan left one out. All of them popular stand. They'll be there. So
I see.
With 50 Ghana cedis, Nathan, the experience is wild. The experience is wild. 50 Ghana cedis, popular stand. You enjoy everything.
Okay.
You enjoy everything. So
I see.
Just make your way to the Accra Sports Stadium. As for VVIP there, you know, we have to control the behavior over there. So
VVIP.
You can't be eating Kochiani Meko in VVIP. You understand? You don't look quite again. Ojegas can work again.
I don't even understand you sometimes. So we can't be selling that.
No. Kochiani Meko at VVIP, please. Okay. But if the Kochiani Meko seller is able to break in, she will make sales. He or she will make sales.
Oh man. Interesting. So that's the for those who were asking. So that message came from Josh from Amanfro.
So my good friend Kwesi Newman, he's just right here.
Yes.
NPA. He says the boys will be giving us good sense. Kwesi Newman, you're a bad boy.
I see. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. So that's that. For those who are wondering, you know, what the ticket prices are, we've given you those prices. We've given you those prices. So go and get your tickets. Right? Go and get your tickets and enjoy Ghana versus Comoros on Sunday. Enjoy Ghana versus Comoros on Sunday. $7:46. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. If you have any comments, you can send them on 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. The World Cup qualifiers are continuing today. The World Cup qualifiers are continuing today. Let me just mention the full list of matches that will be played today, and then we can start the conversations from there. So the 1 p.m. Set of matches: Gambia versus Gabon, Seychelles versus Cote d'Ivoire. Seychelles versus Cote d'Ivoire, South Sudan taking on Senegal, Sudan taking on Mauritania, Togo will come up against DRC. The 4 p.m. batch of matches, yes sir. The 4 p.m. batch of matches: Lesotho versus Nigeria, Rwanda taking on Benin, Sao Tome at home to Tunisia, and Zimbabwe take on South Africa. Exciting matches.
A lot of operations matches.
Oh, I remember a lot of operations.
South Africa, Zimbabwe operations.
It's an operations match.
It's an operations match. Who's the coach of Zimbabwe?
I need to check who that person is.
Nathan, I don't know.
Who's the coach? I need to check.
Zimbabwe coach.
What has he done?
Oh, Nathan, you don't know the coach of Zimbabwe.
What has he done? How is his identity or his identity is very important to what's going on?
It's a German.
He's a German
coach. Yeah.
Okay, all right, no problem.
It's called Nice.
Okay.
It's called Nice, Mr. Nice.
Mr. Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
He knows very well that Zimbabwe is not going anywhere. They are bottom of the group. They have only 4 points. And you know, Belgium and Germany is not too far.
So it's an operations match. Anyway.
No, but you know, this game will be played in South Africa.
Yes.
That's the first part of the operations. Who is flying the Zimbabwean team into South Africa?
I'm sure. I don't know who's flying there.
Who is giving them that posh hotel to go and live in?
Okay.
Who's paying indemnity?
But you know, technically it's a home game for Zimbabwe.
My brother. So South Africa will collect money from Zimbabwe.
Well, I mean,
to stay in a hotel.
It's not a South African home game.
Oh, Nathan. This game is being treated as a South African home game.
How so?
All expense. All expense paid trip.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to spoil the party.
Anyway, let's go to the line. Michael Asaibedu is joining us. I don't know what you mean.
3-0.
This is an operations match.
Oh, Nathan.
Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good.
Yes. We can hear you. Michael, yeah, I mean, on a lighter note, though, do you subscribe to Raymond's theory that the Zimbabwe-South Africa game being played in South Africa is an operations match, whatever that means?
Where's the means?
What is game?
So, where's the means?
Yeah, Raymond is
clearly. South Africa know what they have to do.
Okay.
If you choose to call it operations or ways and means, I don't know, but they know what they have to do.
Raymond is theorizing that.
Raymond is not. Yeah, he's not far from right because the game will be taking place on South African soil. Zimbabwe and South Africa are like. I don't think it's even right to say distant cousins. They are actually very close. So they are cousins. They know each other very well. So it's okay. It's okay.
It's technically an away game for Zimbabwe. We'll see.
Home game for South Africa.
It's a home game for South Africa.
They are hosting Zimbabwe.
I don't even know why you always like to say something.
They are hosting Zimbabwe. Two of us.
No, they are not hosting Zimbabwe. The match.
You see? Where is the match being played?
The match is being played in South Africa.
Who owns South Africa?
That's not the point. The point is that it's a Zimbabwean home game.
Zimbabwe are visitors.
The Central African Republic Ghana game, was it not played in Morocco?
Morocco was hosting them.
So what has that got to do with anything?
CR didn't host us. Morocco hosted them. About the CR man, did you watch the game? Did you watch the CR game? Ghana vs CR. Did you watch the game?
Which one? The CR? Yes.
Our operations game.
I don't even know. All right, you know what? Christopher Nimley has joined us, so let me just have a quick chat with Christopher Nimley and then I come back to Michael. Michael, we'll talk a bit about Asante Kotoko and this decision and how people have been reacting to it, so just hold for me. Let me go to the line. Christopher Nimley is joining us. He's a coach and football pundit. Should I add his day job? He's a chemistry teacher too. Chris, good morning. How are you doing? Hello, Chris. Okie dokie. All right. We can't seem to connect with Christopher Nimley. We'll get back to him in a bit there. Let me go back to Michael. Michael, I'll take your thoughts on the Black Stars in a bit. I guess since we are talking Black Stars, maybe we should start with that, Ray, or we should do Asante Kotoko. Maybe let's do Asante Kotoko.
He's in Kumasi.
Yes, let's get reactions.
The news has hit them.
Yes,
so let's pick up a few reactions.
No problem. Michael, reactions to how have people been reacting to the news from CAF? Okay, I'm told Christopher Nimley is on the line. Michael, apologies. Let me deal with Chris in a bit, and then we can come back to that.
Okay.
Chris, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, my brother. I'm very well.
Yes. Thank you. No more Beshi.
It's Charlie. I can dance. You.
Anyway, Chris, we are very close to the World Cup. Sunday is a big day. Before we get to Sunday, though, just in a minute or two, what did you make of the last performance the Black Stars put up? They beat Central African Republic 5-0 in Morocco. We couldn't speak, with you afterwards, but just give me your reflections on that game in about a minute or two.
Okay, good morning to your very discerning listeners. At least it was certain, it was bound to happen. This one, even if we didn't have a coach, not to discredit anybody, but even if we didn't have a coach, the boys that I personally spoke to, some of whom I personally spoke to, nothing was going to stop them from beating CAR because they were very much aware that They don't want to put themselves under any form of pressure. Beat Central African Republic in Morocco, convincingly or not convincingly, just make sure you wrapped up the 3 points. And eventually we are in the World Cup. And I spoke to not less than 4 of them, and they were very emphatic. Coach, 3 points literally means that whatever Central African Republic will present on the day, at the end of the day, the Black Stars of Ghana were going to win, and they will win it. And I wasn't surprised when they were in their free flow, Thomas Partey in midfield, orchestrating affairs, Jordan Ayew, proper leadership being exhibited by the young man, and the likes of Antoine Semenyo driving through for the team. And then in midfield, you had, in defense, you had Jiku and Salisu virtually putting themselves on the line, especially on set-piece duty against the opponent, making sure that they will get at the end of these balls when delivered in the box. Mohamed Kudus, for once, not selfish, absolutely playing as a team. And at the end of the day, the result, what some of us saw, was never in doubt. And look, it wasn't that convincing and dominating performance that they did exactly what they had to do to win. To challenge this team, a better opposition will do that. And that is what we'll be experiencing in the World Cup. So look, some of us have said that come what may, Ghana will qualify to the World Cup. And I'm so very ecstatic, just like any other Ghanaian, that on Sunday, it's going to be a party time at Accra Sports Stadium, my brother.
Interesting. On Sunday, I mean, you've spoken about the fact that we'll have to go out, get a point in the worst case scenario, get all 3 in the best case scenario. What should the approach be on Sunday? From a tactical perspective, what should Ottawado demand from the players? Or it's because we are so close to the World Cup, it's just get a win and let's go? Or there should be a plan on how to execute the game?
Surely there has to be a plan. You cannot just put 11 players out there and then just ask them to go and behave anyhow. There has to be a plan. And for me, I'm happy we are playing Comoros at the time where we are not under any pressure. Don't forget, in our last 2 meetings in the AFCON, we were beaten by them. They contributed to our elimination I think not the Cote d'Ivoire one, the one before the Cote d'Ivoire one. They booted us out of the tournament. We met, in fact, the only dent on this World Cup qualifiers came at their expense. They beat us when we met them at home. So they are trying to establish some form of authority over the Black Stars. And if you look at our pedigree, where we are, where we've been, where we seek to go, if we need the big boys of Africa to stand in our way, clearly Comoros is not a big boy. So at the end of the day, I would have told my boys that, look, go out there and play as if our life depended on this. Going to America depends on whatever you do against Comoros on Sunday. By so doing, we beat them and we beat them good and get them to understand never again should you meet the Black Stars anywhere and begin to misbehave. We don't want to see them as one of our rivals. No, they are not our competitors on the African continent. They fall below the standard required, just that unfortunately they will be going to the AFCON. We will not be going to the AFCON. Thanks to Coach Otuado and his technical team. I will maintain that. Nobody can change my mind on that. Thanks to them, we will not be going to the AFCON in Morocco in December. But having said that, go out there, proper plan, strategy, well rehearsed, and beat them. I remember very well. In our last game, when we lost to them, and when we lost in the Africa Cup of Nations, Thomas Partey was part of that team. Chiku was part of that team. Jordan Ayew was part of that team. Some of the players who are still around were all part of that team. So these are guys you know. These are guys who've taken you through some pain before. I remember the pain in the faces of our players when we got booted out of that tournament. Mm-hmm. We needed to avoid defeat, and they beat us 3-2. I remember very, very well. So if you cast your mind back to all those painful moments, this is the time you go out there and punish them without mercy. It has to be relentless. Punish them. If you beat them, beat them. Anything, if we can beat them 5-0, why not? We'll take it. And that will change the entire atmosphere at the Accra Sports Stadium and get them to understand where they belong on the continent of Africa when it comes to playing Ghana. We don't see them as our competitors. So nobody should do anything on Sunday to get a certain psychological damage on our team that anytime we meet these guys, then we should be in a position of panic. No. beat them and beat them very well. I will get the chance to speak to some of the boys. And once I get the chance to, I will tell them boldly, look, young man, you were there. You were part of that pain. Use this moment to completely erase that memory and sink into their heads, into the mental fortitude of the players from Comoros, that look, you don't joke with the Black Stars of Ghana. Rotuado, of course, I am of the view that in doing so, there has to be some little tweak. Look, I don't understand why Joseph Spencer struggles to get into this thing as a starter. I will start Joe every day because he has shown that he's one of the best players who's got proper end product for his game anytime he plays for the Black Stars. I've witnessed, we've watched Joseph Spencer play. I think this is the game that you need him to be part of that starting 11. Ishaku did so well, but because of the fact that he's coming from an ACL injury, he's now beginning to play very well. You don't want to throw him in there again. Okay, you don't want to, although if I have my way, of course, Joseph Spencer will start ahead of him all day. But at the end of the day, he seems to be the choice of Otuado. But if you look at whoever is deputizing for him as his replacement, if not better, he's equally good. So I expect to see just some few tweaks that every seriousness mentally should be given to the players and get them to understand that we are coming to the stadium to celebrate. And the best way to celebrate is for them to beat these guys who's caused us pain. I remember the pain I personally went through when these guys booted us out of the AFCON. We were so annoyed, we couldn't believe it. It is still a bitter pill that Ghanaians, after all these years, whenever we remember that, there's some form of hatred. Hatred, of course, not because we hate them as human beings, but hatred for this particular country when it comes to football. So this is a perfect opportunity to go and discipline them and discipline them to the maximum. So you don't just put the players out there to do anything. There must be a rehearsal. They themselves are aware that they don't even stand a chance of placing second. So their mentality is a bit weak. But it is the Black Stars of Ghana that they are playing against. So they'll be up for it and they'll be ready. So we have to go and compete, my brother.
In terms of the starting team and all of that, would you mentioned Joseph Pinto as one possible change we can make? Is it a game in which Otuado should make some changes from the start, or he keeps his strongest team? The team is in a good position after scoring a goal or two or three or whatever, and then he can start to introduce some of the debutants, some of the fringe players, and all of that.
No, I think he should go strong from the start. Joseph Spencer, whom I mentioned, is a very strong player. Everybody knows him. Look, I maintain that he should be a starter in this team. I don't know what normally goes on there, but he starts on every day. He starts. So Joe, yes, will have to be a starter. Sibo, Thomas Partey, Kudus, of course, Antoine Semenyon, Jordan Ayew, they should all start. But if I have my way, the boy who plays for Coventry,
Brandon Thomas Asante.
Brandon Thomas Asante. If I have my way, I'll start him in this game. I'll start him in place of Antoine Semenyon.
Okay.
You don't know what Semenyon. That is not to say that Semenyon knows. Semenyon obviously is the starter here. But I think that boy, from the way he's scoring, we need to use this game to get him to get in sync with the Black Stars. He's on top form. He's scoring week in, week out, just like Semenyon. If you don't start him, make sure you don't give him less than 30 minutes. You don't give him less than 30 minutes to show how deadly he is as a striker. Because look, he brings everything. He's in my view, he's the natural striker in the team. Semenyon, Jordan Ayew, and Co. They are Jordan, for instance. We all know how his parade is straight. It is recently that some of us have emphasized that if he's going to play for the Black Stars, he plays as a number 9. But if you need that proper box striker, somebody whose main responsibility is to be at the end of the move when the move is orchestrated and is built by the entire team, that is Brenda Asante. Get him in this thing. Let him, because look, if we find ourselves in difficult situations, these are the sort of players you want to throw in there and hope that the team will create 1 or 2 chances for them and capable. We saw him in the Unity Cup. You remember when he was at the end of that beautiful move and tapping it in the back of the net?
Yeah.
So you want to give him a bit more of such opportunity. You understand the way people will do their things. If there's Joseph Spencer, whose primary responsibility is to assist, and he knows how to assist, that is why I call for Joe. Because Joe, if you compare him to Kamade, you compare him to Isayaku, he will provide the assist. He is very direct, and he provides the assist for those guys in the middle, in the box. And in modern football, if you have wingers who will always want to cut and shoot, but this guy, he beats the fullback regularly, and he's shortening the path to go by making it simple for the attackers. He's the one you want to select. He's the one you want to put in there. And you can even use him to get the others to look at what he does. Because, Nathan, as a winger, your primary responsibility is more of an assist than to score. So if the chances come, yes, when we score, we'll take it. But the moment you beat that fullback, because you are mostly far away from goal, you should be looking at those guys in the box and putting the ball to them for them to what? Bury the and that is what Joseph Spencer does. So if you are going to play Joseph Spencer, then put Brenda Asante there, and then give Jordan the free road to get involved in the build-up, because Jordan knows that there's a deadly striker ahead of him. Partey knows that. Joseph Spencer knows that. Kudus is aware of that. Look at the way the Black Stars play of late. Most often than not, when we are building, there's no presence in the box. When we are building, all our front men are getting involved in the build-up. Kudus, Jordan, Inaki, they are all getting involved. But with Brenda Asante, he will not get it. He's not interested in that. He's waiting for the ball. Occasionally, he will show up and give. The moment he gives, he turns, he's going to the box. No player in the Black Stars does that. No forward player in the Black Stars does that. That is why I am appealing to the technical team. That boy should always be in the team, and he should always be given a look in. He's nice to have on the bench if he's not going to start. Because if we find ourselves in a difficult situation where we need goals at all, if there's anybody you want in the box, it's him. Because his movement is so much restricted to what goes on in the box. So give the ball to him, he puts them away. And apart from him, I don't think I will make any major change. But as for Joseph Spencer, if I'm the one in charge, I get him to start. He deserves to start. That 10 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. What? Such a quality player. You cannot be giving him that that amount of minutes to show his talent. He's shown time and time and again that whenever he's given the opportunity to play for the Black Stars in every major tournament, any game he's played, he's been one of our best attacking players. So put him in there and let's begin to benefit from him.
Yes, finally, after Sunday, the conversation around the World Cup, or the conversation will now start to center possibly, to who gets into the team, who doesn't get into the team, and all of that. I don't know if it is a bit too early to start talking about it, but people are already beginning to hint at all kinds of names: Calum Hudson, Odoe, Eddie Nketiah, and all of that. Just your thoughts on these two players and whether or not they should even appear in the conversation should the Black Stars seal qualification to the World Cup on Sunday.
You see, truth be told, when they decide to be Ghanaians, fully Ghanaian, it's something that you cannot deny them. For me, any player who comes into this team is coming in to make us a better team. It's not about the fact that it is in Nketiah or Hudson all the way. That's not what we should be looking at. If he comes at the time of going to the World Cup and he makes us better, you put him in. So if they are coming in to make us better, we all saw what we did to Kevin Prince Boateng. Nobody can tell me that Kevin Prince Boateng in 2010 did not make the Black Stars a better team. Nobody. With all the midfielders we had, the Anand, the Montari, the Kudra Samoa and Co. Kevin Prince Boateng came in and made Ghana a better team in that World Cup. Nobody. His performances were there for everybody to see. So for me, I don't care who it is. My fundamental question will be that, is he coming to improve our team, or is he coming to give us something that we already have? It is about something that we already have. Yes, they can nationalize to be Ghanaians. Currently, if whatever they are bringing we already have, they don't necessarily need to be put in the team. But at the end of the day, if they make us better than somebody who is there, the person should leave and you put them there. Because at the end of the day, even the head coach of the Black Stars, he never played in one qualifiers when we went to the World Cup in 2006. I stand to be corrected. But at the end of the day, the handlers of the team realized that he came in there and made us a better team for the tournament. He took the position of somebody, isn't it, Nathan Kwao? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
So if they come in there and they make us better, so be it. For example, I have said that after Sunday's game, we need to thank him for a very good job done and then get him to leave. Because at the end of the day, he's not going to make us better. Otherwise, you see, people should stop that thing because he's won, he's played this. If you put me in charge of the Black Stars, I'll qualify to the World Cup against this country. Against who and who? Against Madagascar, against what? Comoros and Chad. I qualified to the World Cup without any blemish. So what he has done is something that anybody at all could have done it. If he failed to qualify, then it sums up what he is as a coach. But the bottom line, we will not go. We shouldn't dare go to the tournament with him as the head coach because he's not up there. We just somewhere after a World Cup. America, yeah. Anything that America is associated with comes with standard. Anything that America is associated with comes with proper standard. So if we are going to the area or to the place of standard, you don't drop your standard in anticipation that because somebody has done this, he should go. No. Somebody asked me a question. So, coach, are you saying he doesn't deserve to be there? I said, he's far. Is he up to the task? That is what you should be telling me. If the person deserves to be there, he's not up to the standard required to make us a competitive team. It's about deserving to be there. It's about whether he can do the job. That is the bottom line. Look, I was having this conversation with somebody. Believe you me, I think Akwesiapia has become a better coach. But not even on hindsight, some of us did say at the time that maybe we should have taken a top-notch coach at the time to Brazil in 2014. Somebody who could have managed the issues of money better. Somebody who could have indeed coached the team better. Akwesi did a wonderful job against Germany. But it wasn't because of that. Look at the game against America. Should we have lost that game? I don't think so. If we had a better technical brain at the time, we would have won that game. Look at the game against Portugal. Should we have lost that game? I don't think so. So we've been there before. And it is only sabi tafrache. Obi a on siande somebody who money leni, money kaseni. Dele me wofe woleni, ko kaseni olioni. Waka o kaseni no ba leni. You can only learn from your mistakes. Nobody can convince me that Otuado is the coach to take the Black Stars. I'm ready to debate. You could organize a debate. Let everybody come. Let's sit down. And I will punch one by one. Why he can. Look, even the playing body. We heard the minister spoke.
Yeah, the sports minister has also stated his stance on Otto.
Yes, he spoke. And he said, before he actually hit the ground running, he told the whole country that the players in the team want Otuado sacked. You think Semenyo, he gets coached by Oriela, Jordan Ayew, Thomas Partey. Look at our players. When they come to the national team and the quality of coaching drops far below what they are used to experiencing, you think they would look? We need a tactical brain. Somebody, when the going gets tough, which whether we like it or not will happen during the World Cup. We are not going to sail through the World Cup like that, like we've done in AFCON. There will not be Comoros there. There will not be Cad there. There will not be Chad there. There will not be Madagascar there. There will be proper opposition. Opposition that could hit us 1-0, 2-0 in the space of 15 minutes. We saw Otuado in the last World Cup. Look, again, Nathan Kwa, look, listen to me here. Again, why are we going to assess this man? He failed to qualify to the AFCON. That would have given you and I a better opportunity to assess him against the big boys of Africa. Morocco will be there, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Egypt, Cameroon, South Africa. We needed this coach to qualify our team to the AFCON so that we will use the AFCON to assess the battle readiness of our team. In 2006, when we went to the AFCON, we got booted out in the first round. I can tell you for a fact that was what motivated the technical handlers of the team to see the loopholes in our team and patch it up before we went to the World Cup. Yes, in that tournament, we went there without Michael Essien, who at the time was the best midfielder in the world. We went there without, we took an injured Sylvia there. Ali Muntari at the time did not go. So we had an excuse. And truly, too, when these boys returned for the World Cup, we saw the impact they made. But in the case of Otuado, we needed the AFCON. We needed, look, unless people are sleeping on the job, but the way some of us understand football, we needed the AFCON to be able to assess our team properly. If you think you can assess the team, I've heard people say he's played 7 games, he's lost 1, he's done this, done that. If you think you need car, you have to play against them because they were the one the draw presented to you.
Yeah.
But even playing against them, how have you seen it? How have the performances be? How have the coaching be? How is the quality of the coaching? Can you vouch that we've had quality coaching? You cannot. So how are we going to assess the team? There are 2 major friendly windows. The one in November and the one in March. If we don't play, we'll play 3 games against not powerful houses.
Well, the Black Stars are going to play against Japan and South Korea, I think, next month or so.
No more. What can I talk about? What am I standard? Why do we play Kunchin, Kwankin, you can be there? We know them, we beat them, we go to their home and beat them there. We've been beating them since.
This is Sporty FM, the voice of
sports. Understand that even them, they will expose us. And I'm saying that what I'm saying is that, look, Ghanaians should listen to what I'm saying without humility. I humble myself this morning, and I talked to the people of this country on your program. We needed the AFCON to assess this our team. If you think by playing against Chad, by playing against Car, by playing against Madagascar, you would have assessed the team better, it's over to you. This man denied us the opportunity to go and assess our team in Morocco. What are we going to use to assess the team? Don't you think that this Black Stars team will struggle against the likes of Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Egypt, and things? Because they will not post the big boys of Africa are going in December. The big boys of Africa will be in Morocco in December. We needed to be there to us. Even that would have allowed us to assess the coaching ability of Otuado. Nathan, true or false?
Yeah. The AFCON would have been a good platform to see where this team is. Yes.
Where we stand. We are not sure of what he presents. Why do we take him to the Mundial? I've got no hatred against him. In fact, the first thing I should have done was to congratulate him for qualifying Ghana to the World Cup, and congratulate my good friend Kate Okreku for qualifying Ghana to the World Cup at the second time of action. Congratulations to them. I listened to my friend Henry Asante, although we are not like we used to be. Whether he likes it or not, he's my brother. When I say I will share he knows me. Those days when he was inviting me to his program to come and speak for him, and I have not changed. I'm still Coach Nimley. But I've told the minister, when they collect this 4,000...
But Chris, relax, take it easy. That's not relax. That's not let's not go there. Let's stick to. So you've made your point. Hold on, relax. So you've made your point. Chris, hold on, relax. That's a conversation. Chris, that's a conversation. That's a conversation for later. Anyway, so finally, you don't think, relax. So you think that we missed an opportunity by not going to the AFCON, and so you think that so that ship has sailed. So where do we go? I think you say that.
Sack Otuado after Sunday and go and get. Look, so many coaches will take. Better coaches are ready to take the Black Star to the AFCON.
To the World Cup. Okay,
and
all right.
Take $50,000. Better coaches. Nathan, you are aware of this. It's not Coach Nimley who's saying it. Open the Black Stars job and see the quality who will come.
Okay.
Didn't even imply. Ketukeku virtually became his destiny changer. He gave his destiny job.
Okay,
he
all right.
didn't qualify for the job. These are factual statements. Nobody can run away from it.
Anyway,
He wasn't a game changer. He made him a destiny changer. He changed Otuado's destiny. But what did he do to deserve the coaching job of the Black Stars?
Okay, Chris. All right. Finally. Okay, so you don't think he should stay? Okay.
2006. He didn't play the qualifiers? Did he play Nathan Kwao?
No, I don't remember that he played in the qualifying series.
So
I don't seem to remember.
He benefited from it. So if it is done to him, he benefited from it some years ago. Those who deserve didn't go. He came. So if we are bringing in a new coach to make us better, I repeat, to make us better, he has to pave way to make us better.
Okay.
Simplicity.
All right.
That's my case, my brother.
Chris, thank you. Thank you so much for your thoughts. I'm sure we'll speak after the final game on Sunday, and then we'll move the conversation forward.
Definitely.
All right. Chris. Thank you so much. That was Christopher Nimley, coach and football pundit, stating his opinions there. Your comments are welcome. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Michael Asarabredu is back. Michael, apologies. You know, we had to talk to Chris. But what are your own thoughts, Michael, ahead of Sunday, and then we can talk a bit about Asante Kotoko and this decision from CAF. Your own thoughts on Sunday. How should we approach it? Should we see new faces? How should we handle the occasion? It's a day that we can qualify to the World Cup, but you know, some people are concerned that the occasion might get to the players and they might not handle things well.
Yeah, I don't think so. The players understand what is at stake. They know what they have to do. And I don't think those outside the bracket, as regards the Black Stars team, understands everything that is at stake better than these players. They are also Ghanaians. As much as every Ghanaian would love to see the Black Stars play at the World Cup, the same applies to these players. They actually would love to play in it because they are direct beneficiaries of everything good that the World Cup has to offer. If it is about the monetary benefits, they will get to benefit from the booty by way of the appearance fees, the winning bonuses, the qualification bonuses. If they do trickle in, judging by how Ghana will perform, these players will benefit financially. I don't think the fan outside will do that. Again, the platform that it offers them, how it enhances their CV, it enriches their CV and enhances their careers. It is very important. For someone like Antoine Semenyo, he got this move to Bournemouth in the World Cup here. Clearly, there's another World Cup here. He's performing at club level. I think to increase his value, he understands that he needs to make the cut for the World Cup so that he's able to enrich his value so he can make more demands. So the players understand this well than any other Ghanaian. So contrary to the widely held perception about, but do they really know what is at stake? Yeah, they do. They really do know what is at stake. The coaches know what is at stake and what it has to offer. So I don't think they are going to leave any stone unturned as we prepare to face Comoros. And again, I don't think it is far from our memory, or it is erased from our memory, the pain that Comoros inflicted on us the last two editions of the AFCON. They beat us in a game where we were supposed to get a result and qualify. They beat us fair and square, and they actually ridiculed us as a result. Clearly, we need to punish them. And this is known to every Black Stars player. There are times where you need to meet such opponents, and then you just lay down the marker. You establish that there is no correlation between you and them. You are far ahead of them. You are better than them. And you need opportunities like this to lay down such markers.
Okay.
They beat us in the World Cup qualification. They beat us in the AFCON. This is the time to silence them for good and then put to bed any kind of likeness between Ghana and then Comoros, any kind of comparison. How people have tried to relate our standard now to the Comoros standard. We need to just put to bed that, and then we need to get that result. So yeah, I expect the Black Stars to set out in a manner where they are fully ready. Even if there will be changes to the playing body, I expect to see a team that is willing to go hard, get that result, and then make sure that whatever enjoyment that needs to be witnessed on Sunday is actually actualized. And we are not left thinking about we should have done this and we should have done that. No, let's go out onto the pitch, do what we have to do, irrespective of whoever is selected. Go out, kill yourself, and then prove that you actually belong there. And again, if there should be changes, then the players who get that opportunity should use it as an auditioning platform to prove that they actually do belong in a Black Stars setup. I know there will be a series of friendlies in November, and even at the turn of the year when we do qualify, the other international windows that will be activated will be used for friendly games just to assess the readiness of the team. But the justifying process starts now. So if you are Joseph Pencil and you get selected, prove that you belong. If you are Kamadin Sulemana, do similar. And so that is what I expect from the playing body.
Sporty FM.
Well, we'll see how it goes on Sunday. Michael, we'll get back to you in a bit. We'll go to South Africa and Nigeria because these two countries are involved in a very, very interesting story in terms of the qualifiers. Now, these two countries want to make it to the next World Cup. They are in the same group. As things stand, based on the ruling from FIFA concerning South Africa's use of an unqualified player, these two teams are now separated by just 3 points. Actually, 4 teams separated by 3 points. Benin and South Africa both on 14, and then Nigeria and Rwanda both on 11. So we'll be going to South Africa and Nigeria to get perspectives from the two countries in a bit. Your comments are welcome. 054-257-1061. We'll go to South Africa and go to Nigeria to get some reaction, or not reaction, to have a sense of how, or what the vibe is like. What the vibe is like in the two countries ahead of very, very important qualifiers for these two countries, right? As they play this weekend in the World Cup qualifiers. A little later, we'll be giving you something on hockey. My colleague David Kofite has put together a very interesting piece concerning the national hockey teams. The national hockey teams are in Egypt as we speak. So we'll get a very interesting story from Kofite. And then at 9, we'll be having a chit-chat with Kojo Q. Q is in the building. He will be talking to us later on. We'll talk about, music. We'll talk sports. But your comments are coming through on 054-257-1061. I will be getting to those comments in a bit. So please keep them coming so that when I eventually get to the comment section, I can read a multitude of comments for you to enjoy. All right, this is the Sporty Breakfast. Earlier, I read to you fixtures for today in terms of the World Cup qualifying on the World Cup qualifiers on the African continent. Gambia take on Gabon at 1 p.m. Seychelles, Cote d'Ivoire, 1 p.m. South Sudan, Senegal, 1 p.m. Sudan versus Mauritania, 1 p.m. and Togo versus DRC, also at 1 p.m. The 4 p.m. batches, or the 4 p.m. batch of matches, Lesotho versus Nigeria, Rwanda versus Benin, Sao Tome taking on Tunisia, and Zimbabwe taking on South Africa. Those are the matches that will be played today in the African World Cup qualifiers. So do make a mental note and then find those matches to follow. But let me go to the line. Let's first go to Nigeria, right? Favor Itua is joining us. Favor is a Nigerian sports journalist, is joining us. Let's find out what the vibe is like in Nigeria as the World Cup qualifiers resume. Favor, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM.
Yeah, good morning to Raymond. Good morning, world. Good morning, Africa.
Thank you so much, Favor, for joining us. What's the vibe in Nigeria like? How are Nigerians getting ready for today's very important game? It's a 4 p.m. Ghana time kickoff, which is 5 p.m. in Nigeria. Lesotho taking on the Super Eagles. What are people saying ahead of this game? All of a sudden, the context and the complexion of the group has changed following the decision to dock South Africa points. So how are Nigerians feeling ahead of today's game?
Well, Nigerians back home are looking forward to the game. A lot of them are expressing optimism to get a win against Lesotho, in as much as it's not going to be an easy task. But they know that for them to even stand a chance, in as much as the chances does not also lie in the hands of Nigeria, but the first thing they must do is to win their 2 games, which is, of course, Lesotho and the last game against Benin Republic. So Nigerians are quite optimistic that they'll get the result. Don't forget also there's a big boost in camp. Victor Osimhen is back with the team after he missed the game against South Africa, over, there in South Africa. So he's back with the team. Though there's some injury worries also, Ola, is not going to be part of the game at right back. That's a big blow for Nigeria also, knowing fully well how much of importance that Ola, is to the national team. So, but the players they've been talking tough. They've been talking about getting a desired result, which is 3 points against Lesotho. Let's not also forget that the first leg ended 1-1 in Nigeria. That was in 2023. And it took Lesotho to score first before Nigeria equalized through Semi Ajayi. So Lesotho are not a pushover. They have also shown that they can also bite. And playing in South Africa, a lot of persons are also, of the opinion that they might want to do everything possible to maybe help their fellow countries. But they've also debunked that. They've also said they are playing the game as for Lesotho and not for South Africa. So for Nigeria, another advantage they also have is the playing in a good top. The Mokaba Stadium is better than what we had, the game against between Nigeria and South Africa in South Africa. So I think with all this put together, it's good. But right now, calculators are scarce. Nigerians have started getting, playing, pressing, punching their calculators to see what are the chances, the playoffs, and what will happen. But it's all about, winning your games and then hoping that South Africa drop points or, whichever team drop points.
Interesting bits there. The FIFA decision has changed everything. So I guess, as you're saying, it's not surprising that Nigerians are feeling confident. Favor, just hold on. Let me go to the other line. Let me speak with Kamogelo Motekwane. He's a journalist with Soccer Laduma in South Africa. Kamogelo, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Nathan. Good morning to your listeners. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to talk football with you guys. So, yeah, thanks.
Wonderful, wonderful. After FIFA's decision, the complexion of, the group has changed. South Africa are now 3 points ahead of Nigeria. South Africa tied with Benin on 14. Nigeria and Rwanda tied on 11. Kamogelo, South Africa take on Zimbabwe in South Africa. So a lot of people think that, well, this is not as complicated as the fixture list may point it out to be. What have South Africans been saying? The game is 4 p.m. Ghana time, which is 6 p.m. in South Africa. What have people been saying ahead of today's game?
Yeah, people are excited, as you said. For as much as it's Zimbabwe home game, it's happening in South Africa, and yeah, fans have been urged to go and support the South African national team out in Durban. And yeah, that's the plan, Obviously, the administrative blunder that was the Teboho Mokoena playing against Lesotho has led to, these next 2 qualifiers essentially being crucial and must win if we are to have any hope of going to the World Cup. So yeah, it's a pivotal game, and South Africans are treating it as such. Everybody has the importance of what the next 2 matches entail. It's going to be interesting to see how we play, but we've been fairly successful in our home games so far. So people are optimistic about our prospects. People expect us to win the next 2 games. As I said, I think the only game we haven't won was the last game against Nigeria, which we drew 1-1. So outside of that, we've won all our home games, and everybody expects us to do the same. Obviously, it's not an ideal position to be in now, considering the added pressure that's added in light of FIFA's decision. But yeah, everybody's is relatively keen to see what happens and is backing the boys, and yeah, hopeful that we can get the business done.
Kamogelo, let me ask you this, and I'll ask Favor the same question. Pressure. All of a sudden, every single match that is played between now and the end of the series, like those matches have now taken on a new feel. They are all pressure games. Are there concerns that either side, either South Africa or Nigeria, may crack under the weight of expectation? Kamogelo, to you, what has Hugo Bruce said about the pressure? Do they recognize the pressure? How do they plan to embrace the pressure of playing 2 very important games as they hunt for a place in the World Cup?
Yeah, of course, there's pressure. There's pressure. There's always pressure, but now in light of everything that's happened over the last few weeks, there's more pressure. But yeah, prior to the game against today against Zimbabwe, Hugo Bruce was speaking, and he was essentially lending the sentiment that, you know what, we've been in high pressure situations before. We've been to AFCON quarterfinals, AFCON semifinals, and yeah, although maybe some of those encounters may have not gone the way that we might have suggested or might have hoped, that they've learned from that and they've grown for that, and they have acclimatized to situations of this nature. So yeah, for them, it's all about keeping calm in light of, you know, the added pressure, the added weight of expectation that's been placed upon them from the nation of South Africa. They are just, you know, kind of biding their time and hoping for the support of the people, to be honest, because he said that that's what they need in order to be successful. We shouldn't doubt them. You know, he hasn't let us, from a playing perspective, they haven't, you know, let us down so far, so we should continue in good faith, and yeah, everything will be you know, forthcoming as far as positive results are concerned. So yeah, I think we're well behind, everybody's well behind the team, and yeah, the pressure isn't going to weigh too much on the team, he says.
Wonderful. Favor, same question to you. What has Eric Shell said in terms of pressure? Because now every game is important if Nigeria want to qualify for the next World Cup.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I would say I'm not really impressed with his press conference. I mean, he sounded like one who already conceded defeat. I mean, he said not every team will qualify for the World Cup. I hope he understands that, you know, as a country of Nigeria missed the World Cup in Qatar 2022 and missing back-to-back World Cups. That's an 8-year span for not being, you know, at the Mundial, not even when it's like a first of its kind, having 3 countries host the FIFA World Cup. So I think for Richel, he knows he's under pressure because his job is also on the line. I mean, don't forget, if he does not get the ticket, it might be that drastic decisions will be taken before the AFCON in Morocco in January. And I think Nigeria is under pressure, knowing fully well that 2 games that South Africa will play will be on home soil, against Zimbabwe at home, against Rwanda at home. That's a plus for South Africa, knowing fully well that they have their home support, they have everything working for them, compared to Nigeria that would, you know, travel to South Africa to play there. So I'm coming back home to play for the Republic, and we know it's not also, you know, easy because Nigeria have not been 100% when it comes to playing their home games during the qualifiers for the World Cup. I mean, South Africa came here and we saw what happened. Going away from there, going also to South Africa, I think for Nigeria, they blew their chances when they drew against South Africa. So right now, when you talk about pressure and what we're looking forward to, Nigerian side, they are under pressure because they must win their 2 games. South Africa just know they have to maybe win one and don't lose their 2 games. I mean, but they get to win one, and then maybe the other one they try to also get a point. But Nigeria needs to win 2 games, and also hope that South Africa, you know, drop points in one of the games and then maybe finish behind the 17 points. Don't forget, they are currently on, they are dropped. Nigeria would get 17 points if they win their 2 games, which is not almost enough because it's determinant on the other games. And for Zimbabwe and Rwanda, no disrespect to them, South Africans know they have to do their job and they have to get the job done. So I think for South Africa, yes, there might be pressure, but not as much as what we have with Nigeria going into today's game and the last game against Benin Republic right here in Nigeria.
Quite interesting. It looks like the calculators haven't gone away fully. They are still hiding in the corner somewhere.
The calculators have become expensive in Nigeria. I mean, a lot of persons have been calculating. But here's the thing. I mean, if you look at Hugo Bruce, I must give him some respect. Don't forget, Hugo Bruce was the coach of Cameroon in 2017.
Yes, he won the AFCON with them.
The World Cup qualifiers to Russia. Nigeria had Genotro as the coach, and Nigeria defeated Cameroon at home 4-0, drew against Cameroon away from home, defeated Algeria at home, defeated the likes of Zambia. So Hugo Bruce now getting his own pound of flesh against the Nigerian side that denied his country, or the country he was with, from going to the 2018 World Cup in Russia. That might just be a plus. But I mean, football, they say you never know what happens in the next few years. But like I said, let's go into today's game and see what happens. But definitely, it's going to be a keenly contested game, and maybe some South Africans might also be at the Nigeria game to also watch and maybe support Lesotho. But I'm thinking that might just be the case right there in South Africa.
We will see how it all plays out today and next week. I think sometime next week the 2 teams will all be involved. Guys, let me thank you. Favor Itua, thank you so much. Kamogelo, thank you so much. We'll catch up next week right? When all of this has settled down, and we find out who have made the World Cup and which countries did not
Anyway,
make the World Cup.
Congratulations to Ghana. Congratulations to Ghana for qualifying.
Oh, thank you. Even though we need a point, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get that job done. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. All the best, and I'm sure we'll speak again sometime next week when all of this has settled down.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, cheers. Bye.
All right, bye. That was Kamogelo Montekwani. He works with Soccer Laduma in South Africa, and then Favor Itua, who is a Nigerian sports journalist. Quite interesting stuff there. Anyway, so for context, let me just tell you what the situation looks like in that Group C. Benin on 14 points, goal difference of +4. South Africa, 14 points, goal difference of +8. Nigeria, 11 points, goal difference of +2. Rwanda, 11 points, goal difference of 0. Now, I'm mentioning goal difference because in the African qualifiers, at least I can speak for the African qualifiers, tiebreakers or ties will be broken by goal difference. Goal difference, right? Goal difference. So teams will have to score and try and keep concession to a minimum if they want to have an advantage when it comes to the tiebreaker. So teams will have to score and keep concession to a minimum so that the mathematics will go their way and they can qualify for the next World Cup. Michael Asai-Bredu is back. Michael, I don't know if you were listening to the conversation between myself and Favor and Kamogelo, but I guess Group C is where all the action is, right? Benin, South Africa, Nigeria, Rwanda, all of them involved in this battle to get automatic top spot in that group. South Africa playing against Zimbabwe in South Africa later today. Nigeria going to Lesotho to play. It's a very, very, very complicated one. Okay, we'll work the line and see if we can bring back Michael Asai-Bredu. So that's the situation, listeners. That is where it is when it comes to Benin, Nigeria, South Africa, and Rwanda. That is where we are now. And it's a straight shootout amongst these four countries for an automatic slot in next year's World Cup. Michael Asai-Bredu is back. Michael, your thoughts on this very complicated South African group. We'll get to the line and try and catch up with Michael in a second. So all these countries will be involved in today's World Cup qualifying action. For those who are wondering what the matches look like today, let me just run that by you. Gambia taking on Gabon. Seychelles will host Cote d'Ivoire. South Sudan face Senegal. Sudan take on Mauritania. Togo face DRC. Lesotho at home to Nigeria. Rwanda welcome Benin. Sao Tome will be hosting Tunisia. And Zimbabwe will be hosting South Africa. That match will be played in South Africa because Zimbabwe's facilities are not fit to host World Cup qualifiers. So that's where we are in terms of today's games. The next time we will see South Africa and Co in action, it will be on Monday. So Nigeria will host Benin on Monday. South Africa will host Rwanda on Monday. Okay, so that is where we are. Nigeria hosting Benin Monday, 4 p.m. Ghana time, which is 5 p.m. in Nigeria. And then South Africa hosting Rwanda, 4 p.m. Ghana time, 6 p.m. South African time. That is set for next week. So after today's games, next week there will be matches. We don't know if the conversation we don't know if qualification will be sorted or there will be a clearer picture after this weekend's games, or we'll have to we'll need matches from next week to give us a clearer picture when it comes to the World Cup qualifiers involving Nigeria and South Africa and Benin and other interested parties. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send in your comments 054-257-1061. We'll see if we can get in touch with Michael Asaribredu briefly to get some perspective on CAF's announcement concerning Asante Kotoko. Now, for those who may not know, the Confederation of African Football yesterday put out a decision. It turned down Asante Kotoko's request to host their CAF Confed Cup tie against Wydad Athletic Club of Morocco at the Baba Yara Stadium. Now, CAF's decision follows an inspection of the facility, which reportedly failed to meet some of the required standards to stage continental matches. And as a result, Asante Kotoko will have to take on Wydad Casablanca on the 19th of October at the Accra Sports Stadium, 3 p.m. Okay, the club confirmed the development in a statement released yesterday, and it said, quote, management regrettably announces that the Confederation of African Football has declined the approval of the Baba Yara Stadium to host Asante Kotoko's Confed Cup clash against Wydad Athletic Club of Morocco, end quote. Kotoko used the Accra Sports Stadium in their previous round when they took on Kwara United, and now they will have to go back there to face Wydad Athletic Club of Casablanca. So this came from the Confederation of African Football, and Michael is joining us on the line. Michael, welcome back. I was going to ask you quick thoughts on this drama bit about Nigeria and South Africa, but maybe we'll put that to the side. Reactions to this, or what has been said following CAF's decision not to allow Kotoko to play against Wydad Casablanca in Kumasi?
Massive disappointment because following what happened, let's say in the last 2 weeks, confidence was growing. There was that hope that Asante Kotoko would host Wydad Athletic Club here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. In fact, preparations were in earnest. They were trying to work around the club to make sure everything that was supposed to be done had actually been done. And it's unfortunate that whatever works they did, they don't meet the satisfaction of the CAF inspection team. So they would have to deny it and then move Asante Kotoko to Accra. And the fact of the matter is that, one, the Baba Yara Sports Stadium is not an approved venue. Now, what was happening as regards the processes that are taking place in the last 2 weeks had to do with, one, you let the GFA inspection team assess the venue, give recommendations, and then if those recommendations initially did not form part of the initial renovation work, so you add it to it. So that was done like 2 weeks ago when a team had to assess the facility. They looked at the various aspects of it, and it did not just hinge on whether Asante Kotoko will be able to use the facility for the prelim stage, which has to do with the qualification. The qualification satisfies for category 2, but when it gets to the group stage, then it enters into category 4. If it proceeds to the semi-finals of the CAF Interclub competition, then it enters into category 3 and 4 as well. So to make sure that Kotoko would have been able to use the facility, not just for the prelim, that initial exercise centered on making it ready and available for use when Kotoko has to play beyond the qualification stage. This is in the group stage, and even to the semi-final stage. So various aspects of the facility was assessed. That includes the vault room where the security cameras are installed, and that is a control room for the national security, everything. The assessment was done there, the pitch, other areas, including the scoreboard, the floodlight, all these were done. Now, when this exercise is catered for, CAF will need to do a double verification to see as to whether, if that was done 2 weeks ago, then what has happened the week after. So they tasked Asante Kodoko to furnish them with pictures of the facility, particularly after Kodoko's first home game of the season where they played against Heart of Lions. So they requested to see the nature of the pitch after the game, the bench, the dressing rooms, the various washrooms in the stadium, and then also the other stuff. Now, CAF did not request for the detailed ones as regards category 3 or 4. It was just about the one game. And the pitch was good. It was in very good conditions, even in the aftermath of the Heart of Lions game where there were much exertions on the pitch that was catered for. Then again, what was missing is that the bench that was taken to Accra had then not been brought back. Don't forget the Black Stars will still have to use it for their game against Comoros on Sunday. So there was no bench. So when Kodoko were taking the pictures, there was an empty dugout. The team's bench, that is the telescopic molded bench that has a transparent view, was there, but there was no seating. For category 2, you will need minimum 14 seats. So it's only when it gets to category 3 and 4 that CAF requires that you have 21 seats. So the 14 seats, there were some makeshift arrangements, a certain number of seats with some other adjustments made. That is what we use for the Premier League games, the local Premier League games. And that will definitely not be accepted by CAF. So it means that maybe Kodoko furnish CAF. I don't want to be suggesting, but maybe Kodoko furnish CAF with an empty dugout or a bench made up of inadequate required seats and then some adjusted seats also available to ensure that it will make up the maximum 14 that is required. And CAF will definitely not accept it. So if the seating that was taken from the Babayara Sports Stadium to Accra was available, trust me, they would have played a role to convince CAF to allow Kodoko to use the facility for the game against WAC, because as per the club licensing requirements, there is a temporary approval that is given to a venue that we understand that works are ongoing, but they are not complete. But before the third game comes on or the date is reached for the game to be played, the venue will be ready. Or there is a one-match approval that is also part of the club licensing requirement that is allowed that, okay, so this club or this team wants to play this game. So let's just agree that whatever arrangement that they have, and that is something that we did for the Ghana versus Nigeria 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifier. There was a one-match approval. They allowed us to use the facility for that venue. So you don't have everything in that. In this case, Kodoko was likely applying for a one-match approval or a temporary approval. The one-match approval will mean that this will be limited to a category 2. So the scoreboard won't be necessary. Floodlights won't be necessary if Kodoko had fixed the game for like 3 p.m. So in this instance, the fundamental thing that was missing was the team bench. Inadequate seats and not branded to an extent where they would have been accepted by CAF. That would be the fundamental issue here. That aside, there was washrooms too. When the call came for Asante Kodoko to get these pictures ready, it came in the morning. By then, I doubt if they were done with the cleaning services they needed to render. Don't forget, it was just in the aftermath of Kodoko playing against Heart of Lions. So I don't know whether the washrooms were in sanitary conditions. And so it was clean enough so that it will make any picture that is taken of such places very appealing. Because in category 2, we don't necessarily need to have the scoreboard and everything. But one thing CAF takes seriously is the sanitary conditions of the available washrooms that will be assessed by the fans or the supporters who will be coming to the stadium. And I doubt if they were ready. So these will form part of the reasons why the facility will not be accepted. But it is what it is. We have just dilly-dallied with the whole situation. We have not applied much expedition in terms of reaction towards making sure we work expeditiously to get the venue ready. We did not do that, and that is why we are where we are, and it is our own fault. All stakeholders need to accept blame. The sports minister came to the Asante region. He's come here twice On his first visit, he went to the Asante Hene Otumfo, and he blatantly told him that if ever they will need his help in whatever form to get the venue ready so that his club Asante Kotoko can use it, they should just come to this. I don't think anything of that sort happened. The regional minister went about with fundraiser options, suggestions. It never materialized. I don't know, but it looks like there's been a lot of talk show and little work has been done. And that is why we are where we are.
Wow, this is, I mean, I can imagine the disappointment on the side of Asante Kotoko. But Michael, I'm curious. So you did say that some work was being done. I guess the NSA was the one doing the work. Was it Asante Kotoko that took up that work? Can you just clarify which entity was actually trying to get the facility ready for CAF's inspection and, if successful, the CAF Comfort Cup?
It was NSA. Initially, they intended teaming up with Asante Kotoko, but it also led to a whole confusion set. What happened was that it looked like the NSA felt Kotoko were taking credit for the work that they had commenced, and then Kotoko also felt they were not being given due reverence in terms of their role they were playing in there. It led to some misunderstanding, and the Kotoko team decided to take a backseat approach and just observe happening. So from there, the works have been done basically by the NSA, and then it comes up to the Ashanti Regional NSA.
Okay.
The new acting director has been hands-on. She has gone through a lot to make sure that they would ready the facility. It is due to her own accent, her own role played. That is why the pitch is in such conditions. If it had to just do with the Accra NSA, the Babaya would not even have been ready for the Ghana Premier League. And I'm saying this because I know some of them would be listening. The whole talk shop was quite too many. They much sought little action. And the whole Ashanti Regional NSA had to take matters into their own hands, try to do what they have to do. Even in funds are in Accra, the centralized system, it is lost and not released on time. So a lot of issues, the bureaucracy and stuff. I think this shouldn't have happened if those in charge were proactive enough. We would not have been here. And I am shocked that today people still don't see that we need to really get to work and stop talking. And that is why we are where we are. Yes, we did not really get to answer. But for the question you asked, yes, the NSA were doing the work.
Well, that's it's quite sad. I just hope that at least this will wake us all up. But Michael, just to support what you're saying, I am going through the letter that the GFA. So, listeners, for context, usually when these inspections are done, right, CAF will not directly deal with Asante Kotoko. They'll deal with the GFA because the GFA who go and do the inspection, and then they send whatever photographic evidence or whatever evidence they have, and then they send it to CAF. CAF will assess and then bring in people to come and check, and then they will give a decision. So I do know that the GFA did write to CAF after its own inspection, and then after the inspection, CAF said that, look, based on what it had seen, it was not satisfied with the work that had been done at the Baba Yara Stadium. Pictures and photographic evidence had been sent to CAF. They reviewed the inspection findings, and CAF said that the stadium did not meet the required standards. Now, CAF went on to say that a formal inspection needed to be conducted by CAF-appointed experts in infrastructure, pitch, and security at the expense of the GFA to determine the next steps, of the approval process. But given the limited time between now and between us of when the letter was written and Kotoko's game with Wydad, CAF could not initiate such an inspection, and so they just based on what they've seen from the FA, they did not think that it was good enough. Okay, it was good enough to host the facility. Now, the inspection, as I know, was led by the GFA's club licensing manager. CAF was not convinced by what they had or what they had seen when Kotoko took on Heart of Lion. So that's for context, our listeners. This is where we are. Michael, so that inspection was done by the GFA, right? That's
yes. It was done by the GFA, and with Asante Kotoko also supporting to some extent. And then, as you read from the letter, since CAF could not send an inspector directly to come and look at it, we had to fall on Asante Kotoko to furnish them with the actual photos. That is judging by when they asked Kotoko to do that. And that was in the wee morning of, I think it was Monday. That was when it was done. And when the pictures were, it did not really meet what CAF expected. So we have to reject it. It's a very sad development.
It is.
It is what it is. And for the earlier one, the issues that were looked at, the security cameras and everything, I don't want to really dive into this.
Yes.
If we should make our sports stadium ready, security cameras, that is the CCTV cameras, should be increased to a certain number. The number that it has now is not adequate. It needs to be increased. The floodlight, in terms of the lux, that is a measurement for how bright it can be.
Yes.
It also needs to be increased. The range should be around 1,200 to 2,000 lux. It needs to get to that stage. The washrooms will need to be upgraded. There still needs to be work done on the safe zone. That is for category 3 and 4.
Yeah.
For category 2, like the CAF Interclub qualifiers, these will not pass for it, especially if the games will not be played at night or where they will need to use the floodlight and stuff. The scoreboard will still need to work. Again, they took a component from the Baba Yara scoreboard that was well functioning to Accra.
Okay.
To ensure they will use it for the Black Stars games. And so that is why we are where we are. All these things will need to be done to make sure the Baba Yara Sports Stadium is ready to host CAF standard games again. For category 2, we don't need to do much, but to make sure that future Black Stars games can be played there, then we need to do much. Make sure we do everything that we are supposed to do. They need to get a new technical bench area, the dugout. You need to get like 21 seats, like it used to be in the previous instance. We need to do all these things. We don't need to be taking seats from Accra to Kumasi and then transporting again from Kumasi to Accra. No, we should go beyond that stage. This is 2025, and we need to move to the current trend. Other than that, we will have to be met with such disappointment. Almost everybody in Kumasi was very shocked and disappointed when you said that, yes, Kotoko will not be playing here against Black of Morocco. I know the work that had gone on behind the scenes by the support base to ensure that they will throw up large numbers to fill the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. There was a meeting set to happen today that will involve the new Asante Kotoko supporters leader, Solomon Ofosuai, and then some WhatsApp group members, just to ensure that they can start a mobilization process from there. So it was much more of a two-pronged approach, using the traditional means to bring people to the stadium and using digital means. And all these things means that whatever numbers Asante Kotoko were expecting will likely be slashed. It will draw because not everybody can make that travel to Accra, judging by the bad road network and then also the cost involved. And so it is sad. It is very, very sad.
It is. It is quite sad. Kotoko will have to play in Accra. But I guess this is a wake-up call we all need as a country to get going. The NSA's attention is on the Black Stars, but as soon as that dies down, we have to really put pressure on the NSA so that they can get the stadium together, get it together. Because not only Kotoko or some other club that will play there, there are national team assignments that will be played in future, and we have to get the Baba Yara Stadium ready. Michael, thank you so much for those updates. I'm sure we'll speak soon. And I didn't get your prediction for Ghana Comoros finally before I let you go.
We should beat them, even if it means we need to bring back players like Atamajan and Andre Ayew. Let's add anything that we have. We should beat them like 3-0.
I see. Interesting stuff. Michael, take care. We'll speak again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you very much, Nathan.
All right. That was Michael Asaribodu joining us from Kumasi. It's 9:04. We will be having a chat with Kojo Q in a bit. But first, let me give you a very interesting hockey story. My colleague David Kofite has put together this very interesting story previewing the journey of Ghana's male and female national hockey teams. They are going to take part in the Men's and Women's Africa Hockey Championship, the Africa Cup of Nations 2025, the 12th men's edition and the 9th women's edition. It's happening between the 11th and the 18th of October, and it's being played in Egypt. Now, Team Ghana, the male team, they are part of a group that has Egypt, Kenya, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, and Zambia. And then the female team will be taking on Egypt, Kenya, Namibia, Nigeria, and South Africa. So my colleague David Kofite has put together this very interesting feature on Ghana's male and female hockey teams as they prepare to go to Egypt to play in the Africa Cup of Nations 2025. All part of our sporty stories. Enjoy. When we come back, we get into our conversation with Kojo Q. This is the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty 106.1 FM.
The Africa Cup of Nations in hockey returns to Egypt, a country with deep roots in the sport's continental history. The last edition, held in Accra in 2022, saw South Africa reaffirm their dominance by winning both the men's and women's titles, extending their remarkable reign as Africa's most successful hockey nation. Now, 3 years later, the spotlight shifts to Ismailia, where Ghana's Black Sticks men's and women's teams are hoping to reclaim the glory that once made them continental powerhouses. Ghana's men's and women's national hockey teams, the Black Sticks, have arrived in Ismailia, Egypt, brimming with confidence ahead of the 2025 Hockey Africa Cup of Nations, which begins on October 11th. The teams, who have been preparing rigorously over the past few weeks in Accra, say they are ready to make the nation proud.
We have to win every match. We have to take every 3 points. The match will be every 3 points.
Our target was to get to the finals, and I think we are more than capable of getting to the finals. And when we get there, we'll see what happens.
The ultimate is generally to qualify for the World Cup.
We are going for the ultimate, but actually looking at development.
After weeks of intense preparation at the Theodosia Okun-Oki Stadium, Ghana's national hockey teams have landed in Ismailia, determined to make an impact at the 2025 Hockey Africa Cup of Nations. The Black Sticks are no strangers to the continental stage, a tournament where Ghana has built a proud legacy over the decades. The men's team has consistently finished among the top 4, earning silver medals in 1974, 1983, and 2000, and bronze on several occasions. The women's team, the Black Sticks ladies, boast an even richer record, with 3 AFCON titles in 2005, 2007, and 2009, and multiple runner-up finishes. Both teams are determined to restore Ghana's place among Africa's hockey giants. In the men's competition, Ghana will open their campaign against Nigeria on October 11, before facing Zambia, Kenya, South Africa, and Egypt in the group stage. Leading the side is Captain Luke Damali, one of the oldest players in the squad, with over 13 years of experience and 6 AFCON titles under his belt. A decorated player with the GRS men's team.
I've been with the Ghana senior national team since 2013 till date. On top of my head, I have like 6 to 7, if I should get it right, 6 to 7 African Cup of Nations of my head. And because there's been Olympic qualifiers in between and all those things, so like AFCONs, I could count like 7 or 6. Personally, training has been very, very effective, considering the time we were assembled as a team and looking at our efforts and our preparation throughout the period, it's been very, very positive. So this team is actually a dynamic team. It's got a lot of youthful exuberance in there. There are a lot of young guys beefing up the team this time around. So there are little experienced guys too in there, which is a perfect blend for this particular tournament.
Assistant coach Fuseni Isaac Addo believes the mix of experience and youthful energy makes this team one to watch.
I think it's a starting process, and looking at the composition of the team also, we are looking at the team as a transition team where we have a blend of young and experienced guys. Experienced as we talk about the number of caps or number of plays they've had. But if you look at the team we have now, we probably have about 8 or 9 debutants in this tournament out of a set of 18. So that is also like it's good. It's a good experience, because like if we don't play now, when are we going to get them to play? Because like the ACN, there's not a lot of competitions for Africa to test against other countries, and the best test is to go into the competition and play. Yeah, I think as a part of the technical team, I think we've done extensive search, and we looked at the KPIs that we have is to blend the old and the new, and I think based on what we have, the best of this would probably be some of the best collabs we've had because we have a blend of old and new. Yes, there's about more than 1,000, 2,000 players in Ghana, but looking at what the target is and what we are looking to play as a system, we think what we have now, or we know what we have now, is probably the best to represent the country now.
The women's team, led by head coach Osei Boakye Yadom and captain Adizatu Sulemana, are equally fired up. They will face the same pool of teams: Nigeria, Zambia, Kenya, South Africa, and host Egypt.
For a very long time at the club level, I've won 4 titles the club level.
Which club?
GRA have won, back to back we've won 4 championships. And I bring that experience to the national team. Most of the girls or the ladies are in GRA. So, combining what I know with them, with those coming from the other teams, it makes the work very, good for me. We started a little bit late, but we've trained quite enough, and we think we are ready for the tournament. So far, we've played 5 matches. We've won 3, drawn 1, and we lost 1. And we scored about 10 goals, conceded 3. So it's not bad. So I think we are ready for the tournament. Yeah.
For Adizatu Sulemana, who has worn national colors for nearly a decade, the journey has been one of passion and perseverance. She proudly wears the number 7 jersey, a number she long dreamed of owning. A key member of the Ghanaian side that won gold at the 2023 African Games in Accra, Adizatu brings leadership and experience to a team eager to make history once more.
To play the national team is not easy. I'll take myself as an example. When I came to the national team, the 7 jersey that I'm wearing right now, there is a particular girl called China. She was wearing that jersey. So when I came to the national team, I set a target for myself that this 7 jersey, she also is a defender. I took her as my role model, and I said, this 7 jersey, I'll wear it. I'll take the 7 jersey from her. That's what I told myself, and I was able to get it. And right now, I'm wearing it.
The tournament also serves as a qualifier for the 2026 FIH Hockey World Cup, giving the competition added importance. Both teams know what is at stake, and their goal is clear.
I think every team going into a tournament is to go for the ultimate, and we'll probably aim high and also give the best account of ourselves. And as we've decided as a team, we are playing for ourselves, we are playing for the country, and we are playing to the best of our abilities. We know it's a win, draw, loss game, but our aim is to get as many 3 points as we can from the tournament, and also give as many young players the opportunity to play other countries you have. And the ultimate is generally to qualify for the World Cup. If that is the fruit that is hanging, we're ready to pluck it.
The last time we won it was the African Games when we hosted it here, and it was the first time for any Ghanaian team to win, apart from I think there was one in 78 or something. The men, apart from that, we haven't won anything. But this team, is made up of majority of those who played in the African Games, and we've got a few infusion into the team, and we think it will help. Some young ones also coming into the team. Our target was to get to the finals, and I think we are more than capable of getting to the finals. And when we get there, we'll see what happens there. Our main target is South Africa, but the others are also very good teams like Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt. So it's going to be, we need to work very hard to overcome those teams there.
For the captains, it is their chance to inspire a new generation and write a fresh chapter in Ghana's hockey history.
Based on the performances we've had in the past, we had a target of going for the ultimate most of the times. And then this time around, because of the introduction of the new players we are going for the ultimate, but actually looking at development. We're actually looking at development and sustainability for the national team, not just going to participate or just going to have a target that is not going to be feasible. We just want to have a realistic target. So we're just participating and developing the national team for the near future. So that is what we are looking at now.
Our main target is to get to the finals. That's our main target. We have to win every match. We have to take every 3 points. The match that will be every 3 points. We have to take it, and that will help us to get to the finals. We have South Africa, we have the host nation, Egypt, we have the Kenyans, we have the Nigerians. Yeah, so all of them too, they are not easy team. As a captain, what I have to do is to encourage my team members. That will take us far. This tournament is not an easy tournament, so we have to fight every battle. We have to try and win every match if you want to get to the finals. So we have to do that.
With the Blastics now settled in Egypt, Ghana's hockey faithful will be watching closely. Hopefully that this group, blending experience and passion, can deliver a new chapter of continental success.
This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send in your thoughts and comments 054-257-1061. So that's David Kofite's lovely feature on the men's and women's national hockey team. The teams are going to Egypt. Egypt is where, when we play it's a country that hosts a lot of the continental hockey tournaments. So it's the Africa Cup of Nations 2025. They've done 12 editions, so it will be the 12th edition for the men and the 9th edition for the women. It's happening from tomorrow, the 11th of October to the 18th of October. Now, Ghana's men's team will be participating and competing with Egypt, Kenya, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, and Zambia. And the women's team will be playing against Egypt, Kenya, Namibia, Nigeria, and South Africa. We'll be giving you updates on that. We'll be bringing you up to speed on everything that happens in Egypt. So keep it as locked on Sporty 106.1 FM. We are the voice of sport. Alrighty. So as promised, and we keep our promises, right? As promised, my guest is here. The one and only Mr. Kojo Q is in studio. We'll be hearing from him in a second. But if you thought we were joking, if you are wondering, who's Kojo Q? I don't know any of his songs. Okay, I'm going to play a very popular one, then we'll get into some of the others. We'll have a very lovely conversation about music, about sports. He loves his sports very, very much. So we'll talk a bit about that. 919, you can send in your comments 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. My name is Nathan Kwao. If you're ready, I'm ready. DJ Big Dog, let's get cracking.
You're locked on to Sporty
It's nice seeing you too. It's an honor and a pleasure having you on the Sporty Breakfast. It's great. We typically don't have, there's the people who do the drive. They enjoy the goodies and have all the musicians come through. I said, no way. Not on my watch.
Not
on my watch.
Not
Will I allow Kojoki to go on Sporty Drive? But it's nice to have you. How are you doing?
Charlie, I'm doing great. I wish you guys had invited me when Barcelona was winning. It's like you people set me up. Then score we 4-1. No, you say make a come.
We'll get into Barcelona talk because I know you like Barcelona. I know you have a soft spot for Manchester United too.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah, and I know you like your basketball too.
No, not as much. Not
as much as Shaker, because I know every now and again you and Shaker trade basketball tweets here. And then we'll talk about all of that, and then we'll talk about the music too.
Definitely.
Alrighty. Anyway, what have you been up to?
I just put out a new record with Arada J and Oforian Ponsa. Yeah, it's called Tontonte. So that's just what I've been on, just moving around, trying to make sure that people get to hear the record, because I think it's a beautiful, beautiful record and more people need to hear it.
I loved it when I first heard it. If you haven't heard it, here's Tontonte, Kojo Q featuring Arada J and Oforian Ponsa. Enjoy.
Yeah, we're looking for some new music. Over.
Spanking new music right now.
Lovely music. This is wonderful music. What's the story behind the song?
The song it's just talking about seeing. It's like when you had the Obenyina Beto line, and now you are old enough and you are experiencing the same thing. So it's like growing up to come and meet the things that your OGs did that you couldn't see the sense in, but then now, because you're old enough, you're doing the same thing, so you see why they had to do it.
Because you I mean, in the song you did say that, I mean, why is this guy always, when you were younger, you wondered why this guy always drank. But now that you are older, you kind of understand.
Like, I get it. You used to think they were drinking just for drinking's sake. Maybe they are just drunkards. But when you grow, you come to realize that on one end, they are using it as coping mechanisms, but on another end, a more important end for me, it's a community thing as well. Like, they get to go out and sit with their friends and, talk about their problems, share stories, and then it relieves some of the pressure on them.
Yeah, it's like our own therapy session, if you like. And it takes my mind to, now Not So Far has a song called Nyankuntong, right? And there's a part of the song where he says, and somewhere near Gianni. But he says that, and then he goes on to say, look, alcohol is not the greatest thing, but people do it because of different reasons, trauma, stress, whatever. So I kind of understand, and the two things hit hard, really. How did you get Ara the J and Oforian Ponsa to be on that song?
For Ara the J, shout outs to my people over at Rain Labs. We have a good relationship with his management. Yeah, and the person that put me on to Ara the J is Kokusi.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, Kokusi. Another incredible.
Won the Abebese challenge. I would say he won.
Yeah, he took part. Yeah, Kokusi, an incredible rapper and a friend of mine. So he put me on to Ara the J's music, and I love High Life. So when I heard, his bag, I was like, yo, I'm super impressed. I love this thing. And then when I thought about the song, I thought because it's like a generational thing, I needed to connect the generations. And seeing as I'm more like the middle school, I need somebody from the new school and somebody from the old school. So I spoke to RS company, like, yeah, send it through. I sent it. He loved it. He killed it. And then shout outs to Pee Wee Q. My brother, he has a personal and professional relationship with Oforian Ponsa. So I went to beg him, Charlie, can you please play this for you to see, if he will be interested. Yeah, and the legend heard it and, gave it the co-sign, the biggest co-sign ever. By putting his vocals on it. Charlie, yeah, I'm coming to help you host the show now.
Thank you. Would love that. You are done with this game.
Yeah, I'm done.
You have Oforian Ponsa on a song. I mean, I'm curious. So it means that you didn't have all of them at one place. Obviously, these days you rarely get people recording together.
Yes, I didn't have. In fact, Ara was in the US at the time that I sent the record.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have all of them in one place.
Because I was about to ask you, did they record with this balaclava on? But
no, he doesn't record with it on. Yeah,
that's just the look.
Even when he came to the video shoot, he was not wearing it.
Oh wow!
And then once the camera is turned on, then he wears it, and then he takes it off again.
The production of the song thrills me. I'm a sucker for just music that's very pleasant, right? And assuming the vocals did not even exist, the music itself is great. Who put that all together?
Shout outs to Plug and Six, their production duo, and then Nikwe. So I had the idea in my head. The production was inspired by old Zap Mallet and Lord Kenya records.
It sounds that.
Yeah, Ubi Pinakra,
It sounds, the drum sound, the drum sound almost sounds like Yewa Junior.
Yeah, that's
the same bass and side stick sound.
Those two bounces.
Yes.
Yeah, like those two bounces. The two of themselves are very similar. So it was inspired by that era of hip life. I was listening to a lot of that around the time, and then that's the energy that I wanted to go with. So I spoke to Plug and Six. I told them what I wanted. They gave me a foundation, and then I took it to Nikwe, who's like my guitarist, band member.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, and then I let him do his thing on there. Brought it back to Plug and Six. They tweaked it a bit, and then Charlie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me about the writing. What came first, the music or the lyrics?
No, the lyrics. The lyrics came first. The concept came, and then a bunch of the lyrics came. Yeah, but it was easy to do it that way because I already had an idea for how I wanted the production to go. So before I even spoke to them, in my head, I can play how the bounce of the drums and everything. So I put that down before, at least for my end. But for everybody else, as I sent them the record, I sent Ara DJ the record with my verses on it, and he did his thing. And I sent Ofori with the two of us on it, and he did his thing.
Wonderful. It's I ask because a lot of the music these days is done. You are inspired by what you hear. So somebody plays a production for you. You listen to the beat and you are inspired to go with it.
Yeah.
Or as Eminem and D12 say, you respond.
Right on the cusp of the era where you used to go to the studio and sing your song for the producer.
Oh yeah, I know, I've been there.
Yeah, I'm from right when that was fading out to when people started sending you beats to. Yeah, so I create both ways. Sometimes I'll have an idea and then I'll have
it written down, and then I'll go and search for a beat.
I see.
Sometimes they send me beats, and then it inspires something. Yeah.
Wonderful. Look, I love the song. I just love the music. The music is pleasant, and the message is deep. I see that you go on this tangent a lot of the life stories, the relatable things, the things we all experience. I guess the greatest collection of that is For My Brothers, and maybe we'll talk about For My Brothers one day, not today. But take me through the writing. So you had a few lines, and then I guess you were adding up as you went along, or you had everything set.
No. So it always starts with an idea, right? Yeah. So here the idea was just the proverb "Tonton te yeno musanye fajuni." Yeah, and then the other one, the Perko ni bisano ma mesade na wano so sana. There's those two things dancing in my head, and then the story comes out, right? And then from there, you start crafting the lyrics. So. I mean, it's one line at a time, really. Yeah, it's one line at a time, but one thing leads to the next one thing. Once you know the direction, once you know what you want to say, it flows easier.
Yeah, wonderful. So listen, you can find this on all the platforms. Tonton Take, Kojo Q featuring Ara the J and the legendary.
Shout out to Fly.
Featuring Ara the J and Oforian Ponza. You were talking about Barcelona. Let's talk some sports. Is that we invited him when Barca went?
Yeah, Charlie. When we were winning, we were trashing people and things. You guys didn't invite me.
I see.
As soon as we lost, no. Kojo, can you come on the morning show? Yeah, I know what you are.
Look, when I know you like sports. What was your very first interaction with sports?
So when I was about 4. My mom moved from Edum to Odiom in Kumase. And in Odiom, that's where the Kotoko people had their camp. Yeah, and my house was like, literally you walk around my house and the camp is like right there. And the security man at the camp, he had these twin boys that were my age. So they became like my best friends. And all we would do is just football. In fact, one of them plays in Armenia now. I think his team, they were trying to get into the conference league. I don't know if they got in there. Poayongo.
Okay.
Yeah, you should check him out. Yeah, you guys should check him out. Incredible striker. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Stars handless. Are you listening?
Yeah, you
There's
go
a
for
striker
listen.
somewhere in Armenia.
Yeah, incredible striker, Charlie. So just living around the camp, it made everything in the area become about football.
Yeah.
I mean, when the players are going to go and play a match in their bus, you can hear them as they are doing their jama and whatever. When they win and they are coming back, you can hear the jama. When they lose and they are coming back, the tone of the jama is different. Everything, yeah. When they wash their jerseys and hang them, yeah. In fact, at one point, because I was a striker when I was younger. At one point, playing around the camp, this guy, I don't know if you guys remember him, Prince Edupoku.
Yes.
Yeah, Prince
I remember
Edupoku
him.
like took me under his wing for a bit.
I see.
Yeah, and
Giving you lessons in goal scoring.
He used to just take me around. Like, he used to just take me around. Took me to a few of the games. I remember the game. It was some game that in Tojan got the red card. I've forgotten it. Yeah, but these are very old. Yeah. So the love for football just came.
Okay.
From there, and then the other thing that heightened it was France '98.
Ah.
Yes, France '98 just took it to a whole nother level.
Well, which team did you support in that competition?
Brazil.
Charlie.
Yeah, I support.
You must have been as heartbroken as I was when they lost the final.
Oh, Charlie. Like nobody could believe it. Yeah, nobody could believe it. Yeah, so I supported Brazil and then the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah. The Netherlands had a good team then.
Yeah, the Netherlands because of my older cousin. Because my older cousin, he also played football and he loved Kluivert.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's how I ended up at Barcelona.
Because Kluivert eventually moved there.
Yeah, that's how I ended up. Yeah, so because of my older cousin, who is also the reason why I rap, because he also was super into Obrafo and introduced me. He was like my hero growing up.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. You mentioned Obrafo, and for all of us, I always say that, you talk about, I mean, just not to digress a bit, but whenever we talk about Ghana's rap story, right? That story can never ever be written without Paimuka. And Paimuka is like, it's the most seminal, probably piece of rap work done in Ghana, because I think it changed everything.
Yeah, that's our Illmatic, for sure.
That's good, like an Illmatic. It changed everything.
It changed. It's made hip life super mainstream, super accepted.
Yes.
I mean, Achame had kind of done that with the Masanaba record, but Paimuka is what made it
almost like democratized the game.
Yeah. So Paimuka,
I say that Reggie Rockstone told us it was possible to rap in Chi, but Obrafo told everybody that you could actually rap. But that's how I conceived.
He showed.
Yeah, he showed that it was very possible.
So Reggie actually says he is like the Moses of. Like Reggie's like the Moses of hip life, and Obrafo's like the Jesus of hip life.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I always say that even then, for a lot of people, they looked at Reggie Rockstone. It almost looked like he belonged in this different realm, right? Because look at it. I mean, his dad was saying to say.
Yeah.
It almost like, even though he was rapping in Chi, some people thought that he was very different from us.
He's like me nowadays.
Yeah, but now, when Paimuka dropped, even the regular Joe could relate to Obrafo.
Yeah.
Anyway. Back to football. You have a soft spot for Manchester United. So let me ask you this. In the 2009 Champions League final, you must have been conflicted.
No, I was not. I didn't have a soft spot for you guys then.
Okay.
Yeah, and it only started... it only started like maybe 2013, 2014.
Okay,
yeah,
because
because my wife's whole family are like United supporters. And also that's when your struggles started. I don't like to support teams when they are like super high and winning, because then it kind of feels like I like when I am part of the struggle. So your struggles also started then, and silly me, I thought, let me just hop on. They will fix it in like 2-3 managers. Bro, it's been years.
Listen, I'll tell you something. My very first interaction with Kojo Q on a musical level, right, was when you did Second President. And there's a line in the song where he references Louis Van Gaal. And I was listening to the song, back in the day, sitting in the newsroom. I said, but who's this guy mentioning Louis Van Gaal in the song? I found the allusion very interesting. So I remember tweeting about it, right? That I'm listening to Kojo Q and he's mentioning Louis Van Gaal. And that's what started my relationship with Kojo Q at a musical level as a consumer. And I think it's not stopped ever since, So yes, he does know his football. Were you upset Lamine Yamal didn't win Ballon d'Or?
Oh no, not at all. I honestly want him to maintain the hunger. I felt like it was too early, number one. Number two, we did not win the UCL. We need to, it needs to come to somebody when we win the UCL. Or at least when he wins like the World Cup or something. Yeah, but I'm hoping Ghana wins the World Cup, so maybe 2 years, in 2 years' time, then maybe he will get.
I mean, do you take time out to watch football?
Oh, I watch football every weekend. I watch all of the United games, and I watch all of the Barcelona games. In fact, the Barcelona game, this last one, like I was angry. I was supposed to go to a listening session for one of my people. They were doing a listening session for their album.
Yeah,
good. Look, I almost didn't go because I was so pissed off. Like, what Ben I'm born. Yeah, so I watch like football, yeah, like religiously. Yeah, I watch even I will even watch like Osasuna and Elche. Like, yeah, I just like I like football. I think that if there's still a chance for me, one of the things I probably would love to do after I stop making music is like,
are you ever going to stop
coach.
making music?
Like putting music out like commercially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commercially, okay.
Yeah. It's like becoming like a manager.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, because I love football.
Wow, you'd want to go and do your badges.
Yeah, you understand. Yeah.
Coach you the coach.
Yeah.
I see. If I asked you to pick like 3 or 4 or 5 of your favorite football games of all time, which ones would you choose? The games that when you think, like the games that you think about all the time.
I think this was 2002. The game that Ronaldinho lobbed Seaman.
Oh yeah. The World Cup.
The World Cup. Yeah.
Quarterfinal.
Brazil, England. Yeah. It was crazy because I was a huge Ronaldinho fan, but I was also a huge Michael Owen fan, and Owen scored in that as well. Yeah. And then so that game is really in my head. Of course, the almighty Ghana. Uruguay, you know, it's not a thing that you can forget. You know, it's not a thing that you can forget. But even before then, Ghana, Czech Republic. Oh,
yeah, 2006.
Bro,
that was a game,
bro.
Yeah,
bro. That feeling, like, I mean, that whole World Cup run, right? Because that was our first time, and we didn't really think that. We didn't know, you know.
That's true.
We didn't know. But after almost like drawing the first game, the energy came. And then, that game was amazing. I also love the... which year did we totally outplay United? No, was it 2009 or...
Yeah, it was 2009.
The 2009 one, right?
Yeah, 2009. The Rome one.
The Rome one.
The Messi header.
Yes.
Yes, 2009.
Yeah, that game. Because I had bet on it with one of my mom's friends who was a
he was a
United fan. And then, you know, I won money as well. Yeah. But then the thing that the thing I love about that game the most was I remember that before the game started, they were talking a lot about how Messi didn't have aerial ability and Messi and then he can only dribble and then he scores with a header.
Poetic justice.
Yeah. How many have I given you so far?
So you mentioned 3. Ghana, Uruguay, Ghana, Czech, Barcelona, Man United.
Brazil,
so that's
England.
I think Brazil, England, yeah.
That's
Brazil,
4.
England, that was a very, very good game.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho he played a stormer in that game.
Yeah.
Because in the build-up to Brazil's equalizer, he went on this run, did this lovely step over to throw Ashley Cole somewhere, and then he set up Rivaldo. I remember it so well.
And then there's a game I can't remember. This one, I don't think it's just a game. I think it's the whole tournament. But I have highlights of Awudi Saka dribbling in my head. And anytime I talk about him, some people don't even
Ecuador
remember.
95.
Yeah,
that's the World Under 17.
No, my memory is crazy. Because how do I remember that? Because it was Awudi Saka, Beye,
no,
right?
Beye was 2 years after.
After?
Yeah.
So it was Awudi Saka and who?
So the 95 Under 17 had Awudi Saka, Emmanuel Bento, Nana Takra, Miniampong, Joan San, a few others, Abu Idrisu.
Yeah, so why do I remember? I really remember Awudi Saka.
I mean, everybody. I mean, if you were a boy at the time, if you were 7, 8, 9, I was 9 when that World Cup was played in Ecuador, and so I do remember.
Oh, okay.
Kind of. I do remember the final very well. I mean, we beat Brazil 3-2 in that final. So that's that. 9:44, listeners, you are listening to Kojo Q. The man is here in the flesh. We thought we were lying, but we weren't lying. Yeah. Let's enjoy a bit of music. When we come back, we talk a bit about the music. Nana Kwame says he has questions, so we'll get into Nana Kwame's questions.
Yeah.
This is something he did with Lil Shaker called Pen and Paper. It's actually the title track of their joint project, Pen and Paper. This is, how far back is this? 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
I remember.
It feels so long.
Yes, it does. But the songs are as great as everything. Accra Kumasi Road is a record I love so much. And Q, I loved your performance on that. Look, the verse you put out was a brilliant piece of intelligent writing, the delivery, the flow, everything was on point. Just talk a bit about that. How did it all come together? You and Sheikh. I know you guys are label mates.
Yeah.
You still are label mates?
No, we're not on the label anymore.
Okay, you're not on the label anymore. But as of the time, you guys.
Yeah, but we are still friends.
You're still, I know you guys are buddies. How did it all come together, right?
So we had recorded the Pen and Paper song.
Yeah.
2 years prior. There was one time he came to Kumasi for, it was me, him, and some EL show, and he came to my house, and we recorded that song, and then we both kind of forgot about it, and then we were going to Kumasi for another event again. We're riding together from Accra, and then he played the Pen and Paper song. So when he played the Pen and Paper, oh, we have the song, and then he played some other hip hop songs that he had.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Shaker fan, especially when he's doing hip hop.
Okay.
But he was not doing a lot of hip hop at the time.
Yeah.
So when he played it, one of our guys who was also riding with us, Nathan, was like, actually, you need to get back into this.
Not me though.
But you know your name. you need to get back in this bag. Oh. And I'm like, yeah, what will it take for you to get back in this bag? Like, oh, he has a bunch of hip hop songs, but he hasn't finished them. I'm like, I can't finish them. And then we like, okay, cool. So that's where the idea for the project came. And then when we went to Kumasi, because we had the idea, I went to iPapi and then I took a bunch of beats from iPapi. So when we were on our way back to Accra, in the car, it was just like, oh, the beats where you get from iPapi, then play some of them, play some of them. And then we played Up and Awake first. And then I was like, yo, I was like, yo, this thing, we go fit do something with them. And then I played like the Accra Kumasi beat. And then it's just the way the thing they go, like, you know.
No,
and then he started like, he was like, forget the hype. And then I just continued. So the way we describe it on the song, that's actually how it happened. After like it was done, and then our guy was like, yeah, the song now that you people for recorder.
Yeah.
Then
See, I get
we did
different
it again.
size, Charlie, and every side to me is the different vibe.
Charlie. Right now they can't go Accra. They will go check.
Charlie, if your traffic no deal,
you sure?
Yeah. Straight route.
Charlie.
1, 2, 3, go.
The moment we've been waiting for. He is coming. The man is coming. From the Ashanti region, make some noise to the
My earliest memories of music are actually like waking up in my grandmother's room to hear the sounds of Kakeku No. 2 or Pablo playing on her ghetto blaster, or just, you know, running around the house, my cousins or my uncles playing Shaggy's Bombastic or something from Lucky Dube. And when my cousin brought home Brafos Paimuka, I absolutely fell in love with the song Aden, and it made me want to write my own music. So for years, when people will ask me why I do music, I will say, oh, Brafos Aden is the reason I do music. That's why I do music. Until I heard a Manson line in his song, Anna, where he says, they say that this won't take us to the Grammys and the Oscars, but Sean, the Oscars and the Grammys, this is for my brothers. As soon as I heard those lines, I knew this is why I made music.
So when I want you to cut to the last, she's a kind of girl I don't want to give up. Or, yeah. Yeah. So cut that part. You see the jam the groove you're going with. We'll just after the hook plays.
God led me to iPapi, and then I got some beats of iPapi, and then
you guys made some classics.
We put out some music. So that I really enjoyed. This album was good. So I love this song. I love the Pen and Paper, and then there were other songs. With Sinner. So things to do for love. Yeah. And I remember. Things to do for love when you guys featured Sarko there. I think you guys dropped a little video of when Sarkodie, and then you said, "Hey, Sheka, Charlie, Sarkodie dropped them." Right, and then which other songs? There was Up and Awake, which was a very
I think
interesting
there was
song.
something about is it politics?
Politics.
Politics.
Yes, talk about
politics.
everything
Charlie,
with politics.
Working in an entertainment platform before coming here, I could relate to the song like 1,000%. Charlie, what underground artists go through on a daily, yeah? There are times like I come to work at 5 a.m. Somebody has been there since 4, waiting to see an industry.
Charlie, are they call fly safe? You know they might.
It's crazy, yo. I could relate. It's a serious song.
Wow. So I mean that was a very good album. I guess you guys enjoyed making it as much as we enjoyed.
Oh man, those were.
How is it like working with Shaker?
That's my brother, so like it's super fun. Like as you're playing a record stuff, I'm like, make I just drive go studio, make we do something. Like, it's always like super fun to work with him, and I'm a big fan of him, right? So for me, a big part of my journey was the brotherhood that he had with Kevin, because I remember that I had come to Accra to find a manager, and my manager told me to go back to Kumasi and do some recording exercises to try and strengthen my style and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I saw that the Skillion's New Generation were dropping mixtape.
Yeah.
So I went out and I bought it. And then I heard him and Kevin. I was like, who are these guys? You know, so I've always been a big fan.
Yeah.
So especially of his hip hop stuff. So when we are making these projects, like I'm geeking out next to somebody that I admire so much, you know, and then he's also like kind of pushing me and pushing him, because the thing with Shaker is when you go hard, you go ginger.
Yeah.
There's you might think when you listen to a lot of the singing things, because he does so much of that, you might underestimate how well he can rap.
Oh yeah.
You understand? But if you slack, he will show.
I could tell because on the Accra Kumasi, or even his own reaction to your verse, the verse
like
you
Untitled.
did. Untitled,
Untitled.
And the music video for Untitled was really interesting. You guys did parodies of album covers.
I think my favorite thing about Pen and Paper is just how creative the visuals were. Like all the visuals.
Yeah.
Right?
Pen and Paper
itself. We did like a one take thing. Untitled, we did the different album covers, and Up and Awake, we did the whole slavery. Whatever. So it was, and then we had one for Accra and Kumasi where when you watch the video is in slow mo, but me and Shika are kind of like rapping fast. But everything for so like it was great times.
It was good. Things to Do for Love of that record was a very interesting one. So the first one had Kiddie.
Exactly. So I was about to ask. I think you guys released 2 versions of the song or something.
No, we the remix came after, cause when Sark heard the project, he hit us up that he wanted to be on that record. Yeah. Shout outs to Miss Na for that record actually.
Okay.
Because the project was done, and then we invited her to come and listen to the project, and then when she was done listening to the project, like, you guys don't have anything for women on the. Why is it so male centered? And I was like, so then I did the beat. And then,
you did?
Yeah, I did.
You produced that?
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Wow. So I did the beat because I remember at that time I was listening to Mr. Easy, Juice, and Sarkodie had some song Thief. Yes. So I was listening to Thief at that time, and I was really into Thief. So
this very indigenous high life vibe.
But then it was trap. So as soon as I just off of that energy, I made the beat, and I got Jay's Imera to spice it up as well.
Oh, Jay.
Then the drama. I think he also did as well. He produced him. Wow. Yeah, and then I called Kiddy to come to the studio, and then he did his thing, and then me and Shika.
I just love Things to Do for Love is very interesting.
You know I Need Your Love, right?
You know I Need Your Love, right?
One of my favorite. One of my favorite.
Love You Like King. If my favorite is Your Love, right? But I noticed that you kept your verse in the 2 versions. You didn't change. Shaker changed his verse from one version to the other, and then
I thought the verse was like super brilliant.
It was.
Yeah.
It laid back.
Some verses don't have to be tight.
I thought the verse was
it's like
brilliant,
Shaker's verse on Up and Awake. right?
Yeah.
That verse was a really good verse.
Mama,
Every day.
Yeah.
He floated on that.
The sleep safe, Joe. Yeah, that's good. Let's talk about For My Brothers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you call it your magnum opus, probably the greatest work you've ever done. Did you think it would turn out the way it did?
No. If I say that, I'd be lying.
Really?
Yeah. Cause the strength of For My Brothers lies mostly in how relatable it is. And at the time I was making it, I didn't know whether it was going to be relatable, because I was talking about a specific experience. I didn't know that. You understand? So it's when it came out that I realized that, everybody's like, why are you telling me? I'm like, we all grew up in the same house in this Ghana. Yeah. So Charlie, I'm super proud of it though. Yeah, I'm super proud of it. It managed to help me to maintain my independence and actually gain ground on my own to be able to do things after BBNZ, and just the way people feel about the album.
Yeah, Nana.
Yeah, I'd like to find out from you. Do you ever think that you could bring out a project that will match For My Brothers?
I wonder if you guys will allow other projects to match For My Brothers. Yeah, because my second album is coming out. I think it's better.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I think it's better. Wow. I mean, a lot of people that have heard it too, the people that have heard it too feel the same way.
Wow.
But I feel like when people become attached to a thing, you understand? Like, I honestly believe Pen and Paper is just as dope as For My Brothers. It's just not as socially conscious or as important. You understand? But in terms of like a project,
I think as consumers, we'll have to get to a point to respect or to treat albums on their merit, right? And not compare them, because I guess the inspiration that produces one is not the same that produces the other.
Exactly.
So
that brings me to my next question. I think one of the songs that almost everybody loved on the album was Dia. What was the inspiration behind? Look, I've listened to that song like a million times, and I keep asking myself anytime I'm done with the song, I'm like, what kind of state of mind was he in?
I can tell you where I was when I first heard it. I'd gone to teach a class at UPSA, and I was driving to my old station to go host a Premier League show. So I left the campus, and so I played the first song. I was at the traffic light. You know the traffic light that... The one that, so when you get the right attitude to press very good, and left starts to bring you into town. That was exactly where I was when Dia came on.
Let me know your thought process on that particular, creating that particular song.
Like most of my songs, it starts with like a statement that I remember that brings up the issue. So there was a thing my dad will say when I would do something wrong. I say, "Oba bro." And what he actually meant to say was, if you allow laziness and these type of things to come into your life as a man, you go suffer, because as a man you for work hard. But he didn't say all the other stuff. He just said, "Over, bro." So when I got the beat, it's a Fortune Dane beat. It's a hard beat, right?
Hard. Very hard.
Yeah. So the initial thought is, let me rap, you know. But then I was like, nah, that's what anybody would do on this. So what do you where can you take it that nobody else will take it? And then that statement like popped up in my head. So then I built the whole song just off of that statement of a father just thinking about the way the advice, even though the intent for the advice was good, the way it was framed could have messed me up. So I just built, both sides up. And even though in the song it's like, my dad says things this way and my mom says things this way, they both
kind of shaped you in the way. One last question here. I think the year you dropped For My Brothers as well, I think the year on the review at the time I think was VGMA. You missed out on the album of the year, and then it was do you even expect people to come out and root for you, like, yo, could you cue?
No, yo, I was surprised, bro. I mean,
because there was like the whole campaign on X.
Yeah, Kwejo Sheldon was actually, man, shout out to Kwejo Sheldon. Welcome to his newborn.
Yeah.
He was actually on Twitter fighting my cousin because my cousin was saying that the album didn't deserve to be on.
Wow.
Anything, yeah.
Okay.
He was actually fighting him, and then I had to DM him and tell him it be family issue, make you no mind now. Yeah, so I was super surprised that people. I felt humbled, but but I didn't feel a way about missing out on it, because I feel like if you check the criteria for that particular category, the album didn't deserve to be there, because they don't count it as a great. The criteria doesn't say great album based on critical acclaim or how well it is put together. It says number of hits.
Okay.
You understand? So, like, I understood that, like, yeah.
Well, what's your thoughts on that, though? Do you think albums should be criticized based on how it impacts the society or
the number of hits?
I think the number of hits are easier to measure for them, because if you make it how it impacts society or how people feel about it, then it's going to be more nuanced and whatnot. But I do think that there's a way they can get around that. I think maybe the number
like the way you're getting around my question. I'm asking for your thoughts on whether albums.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. So I think there's a way they can get around that, so that it reflects more on how well albums are crafted. But the thing is, Ghanaians, we've always like the majority of us have always made albums with a focus on hits. So it's a cultural thing. It's not, it's
our own interpretation.
Yes, it's so if you watch most of our big artists, right? Most of our big artists sometimes struggle at putting together cohesive bodies of work, because all the people that they came up admiring and studying, had the same thing. You had to put the hits together.
We forget that albums are supposed to be very cohesive, right? You tell one story to the other, to the next. That's why, right, for if you love your music to a certain level, that's why, for example, you can relate to For My Brothers. Yeah. Because it's one story to the next. To the next.
That song.
Yes. I love that song. So that song speaks to me.
See, the whole album makes you sit yourself down and ask yourself questions that, do I really have to come to work and come and speak?
Hey, you have to come over.
and then the second verse of that particular song also tells you that
from the perspective of an entrepreneur,
to own your own business.
He said last week, I sell my TV.
For pay the bastards. That line, man. That line, man. Crazy album.
Workaholics, and I love the hook so much. It's a hook I sing very often. It's a brilliant song, Workaholics Anonymous.
Yeah, so it was inspired by two of my favorite songs, EL's Work and then Grinding.
Work.
If that explains the Monday. Okay, I get it.
I mean, EL's Work with which one? The first one of the
I mean, they all have the same hook.
Okay.
But the very first one.
The very first one. I like
with Dex
Serial
and Dex.
That's I love that record a lot.
Because of time,
look.
I mean, I would like to go on and on
and talk about.
Let's save it for the podcast.
We'll save it for the pod. I'll bring Nana Kwame as the other gets. Anyway, I mean, let's just play. I don't know which one you want. We should play Drea. Let's jump Drea. For those who haven't heard it, this is Drea of Kojo Q's For My Brothers. If you haven't listened to that album,
you should.
I implore you, find that album. You will love it. I'm telling you. Let's listen to Drea.
You understand how people like this, and then now we go back. But whilst I am making it, I don't consider. It's not like it's very, very few songs. Like, okay, this song, it will work on radio. But most of the songs, I just made it because, I just made it because I wanted to make it. What do you need?
I've always recorded myself. Like, till this day I still record myself. So for most of my brothers, I'm at home recording myself, sending music over the internet to people that I want to feature, so they also record themselves and send to me. where we collaborate the most is usually during the mixing phase. But even with this one, I wasn't really in the building for most of the mixing. My creative director, Evans, and my mixing engineer at the time, Sammy Cube, they handle all of that. They'll send stuff to me and then I'll tell them what I like, what I don't like. I think one of the biggest challenges that we maybe faced during that time was waiting for features, you know? You get an idea, you execute it yourself, but then other people also need to be able to tap into the energy that you've sent them. Even though the song sounds like it needs them, they need to be in that same zone, in that same mood, tap into that same energy before they can give you what you want. So I think that must have been the most challenging thing, and maybe cutting certain songs off the project.
Yeah, cause as of now, my only fear beat. Stay low, let you go, thinking I'm a dead beat. Hey.
One of the things I always say is, or one of my regrets from the album is the fact that the visuals that accompanied it were not as top-notch as the project itself. But that happened because we were not expecting you guys to like it that much.
I mind, Kojo, to think that you get a beat from F. Dane and you turn it into a very conscious song. Not many. If I got a beat from F. Dane, I'm going hard about how I'm going to set fire to your house.
Yeah, I think at some point I became disillusioned with rapping about how well I can rap. Yeah. First off, I'd never. That was not the thing about rap and hip hop that drew me to it.
Mhm.
You know, yeah. What drew me to it were the stories. I always credit Obrafo's Aden with making me want to rap, and he was telling stories and he was talking about daily life, and that's the kind of music in general that I enjoy. You understand? But when I was coming up, you know, I had to.
You had to
sharpen,
prove, you had
yeah,
to
you know,
prove
I had
that
to
you
sharpen,
could write.
yes.
And
So
you had the lyrics and the.
So I
bars.
did a lot of the better than everybody raps,
Mhm.
and built a core following off of that. But at some point, I feel like, oh, that was never the goal. So you are going off center a bit. You need to come back.
Mhm.
So of course, when you get an F Dane beat, the first thing is like, yo, let's go crazy. But I'm like, yeah, that's so typical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact, we almost had a problem with the beat, because he had given me the beat like 2 years before.
Yeah, I can absolutely relate.
Yeah, and I had done the song, but I never sent it to him.
Mhm.
Then it turns out he sent the beat to Obibini and Walasi as well,
Mhm.
and they did a song.
Mhm.
So finally, when I wanted to put it out and I sent the song to him, it was like, oh, this beat, I have given it to these guys. So I'm going to try to replay something for you.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, you try and make me see. And then I think he tried. He tried now, then I was there, then he came back and he said, Charlie, I dey go tell them, say, you know, I take the beats, give you a long time, you do them. Yeah, because I try. This beat, it be perfect. This is perfect.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Sliding doors movement.
We didn't have the opportunity to hear the song. Just
Yeah,
imagine.
That's a conscious lesson, bro.
Charlie, yeah.
Right,
It's crazy.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So shout outs to Fortune and shout outs to OB and Wallace.
Yeah,
Actually, we would love to hear what they did with it.
It would be good. It would be good.
Yeah.
It would be good.
Yeah.
Let's get back to. Let's go back to sports. We've gone to music a bit. When was the last time you went to see a live game?
Oh, it's been a long time. I think the last time I was like a Hearts Kotoko game at the Accra Sports Stadium. Yeah, I wasn't really impressed. I think that's why I haven't gone back.
Oh,
yeah, no, I was not impressed.
Not at all.
Yeah.
What didn't you enjoy?
I didn't enjoy the football being played. Like, I've seen better football at Super Zonals. You know, the year that, you know, Cars had Manoma and we won the Super Zonals. Credible football, you understand? But I don't know if it was the pitch, or I don't know if that's where, like, the league at that point. Now, this was a while back, though. This was like maybe, well, it's going to be like 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I don't know if it has improved now. But I wasn't impressed. I was like, oh, man.
I went to watch Hearts Kotoko a few months ago. Nana, Charlie, it's
still the same, eh?
It's not like the standards haven't really gone up. And so that's why we talk about this all the time, that you see, that's the thing that will keep people away from watching the game, because at the heart of it, the football must be pleasant.
Exactly.
It must be nice to watch. it must just be nice to watch. And sometimes you go and watch some of these games, you can tell that the levels are not good in some way. So, but if you have the opportunity, would you want to go and watch another game?
Oh, definitely. Like,
would you go and watch the Black Stars this Sunday?
Oh, is this Sunday?
Yes. 7 p.m.
Oh, actually, that's not. So the House Kotoko one is not the last. It's not the last game I watched at the stadium. I watched Black Stars and was in Nigeria there. Black Stars in Nigeria and Kumasi.
Oh,
yeah.
Ahead of the World Cup playoff.
Yeah. I was at that game.
Ooh.
I was at that game too. Yeah.
The atmosphere was charged.
Yeah. It was crazy. Even though we no get the. I was literally sitting behind. You know, this guy that used to carry. He will carry like food or something, and then he go and eat. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I was literally sitting like around them with my friends.
Fly, you said he lives in your area or something like that, right? The guy who normally that's a different one. That's a different one. Fly, the guy, you know, the very famous Black Star supporter that carries the pots with the
Obo.
I think he lives in Fly's area.
Obo lives in your area.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I mean, outside, have you gone to see any football like outside the country?
No.
Any live sport?
No. I have not gone. I've not seen any live sport outside the country.
If you had the chance, what would you like to see? I'm sure you'd love to see Barcelona in the flesh.
Obviously,
I was actually me and my wife were planning to go to Barcelona this year. She ended up going without me.
Oh.
Yeah, because I had other things.
Prof didn't go with you.
No. She left me cry. But I had other things that I needed to take care of here, so I couldn't go with her. But I'd love to go to the Camp Nou and just like, Charlie. Oh man, what a day that would be.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, I'd love to see Pedri live, man.
You love Pedri?
Baller. Yeah, that's my favorite player in the world right now.
Wow, Pedri.
Yeah,
wonderful footballing brain.
I'm forced to ask that question.
Right, what?
The whole Pedri, Declan Rice conversation.
Pedri,
but they're not the same type of player.
No, but it's a conversation that's going on social media. I don't know how they come about.
Yeah, I wonder why people even get us.
I think that I don't know what we did. Maybe it was all those years when we had Messi and then we were just running over everybody. But I think that at the moment Barcelona is probably like the most hated team in the world.
Try Man United.
Try Chelsea.
No, like because Man United are not doing as well as you used to do. The hate is not. You understand? Because there's literally nothing to hate.
Yeah, it's all in the pits now.
Yeah, I understand.
What about Chelsea?
Oh no, I don't think because Chelsea fans hate Barcelona.
Yeah. They seem to have it in for them.
Madrid fans hate Barcelona. Arsenal fans hate Barcelona. United fans hate Barcelona.
I don't know. Well, I can't.
Yeah,
well,
Bayern fans hate Barcelona.
Well, for Bayern, we all know why.
yeah, like
the trashing some
like
years ago.
Maybe City fans. Right now, PSG fans also hate Barcelona. Like it's not even. It's weird.
Right, I get you. I get you.
Great. I mean, I completely understand that. I guess when you get into a certain realm, the dislike is extreme, and some people like you, some people won't like you.
Because I don't understand how you can watch Pedri and hate him.
Pedri's a wonderful.
Why you don't like football or what?
Wonderful.
Come on.
He's a brilliant footballer.
Banter sake.
Oh yeah, we do it for the banter.
Yeah.
I mean, because as we wrap it up, these days I see a lot of. I see music, right, and sports coming together. They are mingling a bit more now. What do you make of that very interesting relationship?
I think it's a thing we should have done a long time. In fact, we used to do it because I remember Lord Kenya used to perform before the Kotoko games, and he even made that song for Kotoko.
Yeah,
it's a go at Naka Sam. Yeah, I think both things. If you look at the hip hop and basketball.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, so I think that over here too, one of the things that we should have done was hip life and our football should have gone hand in hand. Hip life and all sports. Especially football, I think, and boxing should have gone hand in hand. And there should have always been performances before the games. There should have always been celebrity appearances and stuff like that, just to get people to be as involved. Because right now that the standards of the football itself has fallen, it's become a problem because this guy can't drag you along.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Wonderful. This weekend, Ghana play Comoros. We are 1 point away from at least 1 point, right? We need 1 point. We are good. We could lose and still qualify, depending on the math. 3 points, then we are good.
I think it's goal difference, right? Or is it head to head?
No. The qualifiers, the tiebreaker is goal difference.
It's goal difference.
Yes.
Oh, then even if we lose, because I think Madagascar have to score like 7 or something.
So they need there's an 8-goal swing in the mix.
Okay.
So for example, if Ghana should lose by 1, Madagascar have to score by 7.
Yeah.
They have to win by a 7-goal margin. So those dynamics are there. If we lose by 3, they win by 5. If we lose by 4, they have to win by 4.
And you're playing Mali.
They go to Mali.
Oh my guy. Oh my guy, it's done.
It's done. We are going
I don't see how we don't qualify.
It's done. Now submit your passports for the visa. Fly here, call America. You know, the bigger question is whether we are going with Tuado or not. That's the bigger question.
Do you have an opinion on that? Do you have an opinion on that?
Let me be
honest.
Yeah, let me be honest. I do not like him as a coach. I have not liked him as a coach up to this point. But I also think that since he has qualified for the thing, especially since he is Ghanaian, that he should go.
Okay, what don't you like about him? You don't think he's up to the required standard?
Because when I watch the we have the talent. We absolutely have the talent. The midfield, the attack, you know, even the defense is not all that bad. What we really lack is maybe a goalkeeper, but I think we are figuring it out. Yeah, but I feel like we do have the talent. But when I watch them, I don't see what's going on.
Okay.
Yes, I do not see what's going on. So I feel like maybe somebody else can let the team be a team, you know, be a better team. But then he is a child of this country who has taken our team and he has qualified for a thing. I feel like in rewarding him with letting him go all the way, the message that we send to everybody else that sacrifices for the country is also that if you put in the right work and you do the right things, that we give you the chance.
Okay.
But if we take it from him now and go and give it to some random guy who we also don't know whether he could do well or he no could do well, then it be some way. Yeah,
I see it. Well, I mean that's a very clear opinion. You think so? So I'm assuming that in the event where we keep Otto, what would you like? More support from him, or between now and the World Cup, you expect him to like beef up his style? Let us see a bit more.
If there are ways to support him with, you know, other people, because it has to be like a group effort. You understand? So if we are going to go and call up Kwesi Appiah and call up whoever to come and support him, and that's what we need to do, then that's what we need to do. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, we're about to wrap it up. We've had an extended version of the Sporty Breakfast, but
you understand? Like we didn't know. We should have known, but we didn't know. We had just made something that we liked, and then we're like,
it's been an absolute pleasure having you around, right? Also, look, I say that because I always say that when I think of people I want to speak to, if I ever like start a pod, and I want to start a podcast, Kojo is one of the people I want to speak to because I just love his way of thinking. He expresses himself brilliantly. He's a fun person to be around, a fun person to talk to. So Kojo, it's been an absolute pleasure. But this conversation should have done like 2 hours, but it's okay. We'll leave that for later.
I know. We'll say that for the pod.
We'll say that for the pod where we talk the music itself. We'll get into the music itself. Kojo, thank you so much.
I enjoyed talking the football.
No, but when we can do a repeat, we can mix the two. We can mix the two.
But before he leaves, I just want to say big shout out to Vinyl Plus. Jam. Big shout out to Vinyl Plus. So when Kojo did his For My Brother's concert, they did a whole behind the scenes,
getting ready,
everything, the rehearsals and everything. So if you want to see how Kojo puts his band together, gets ready for a concert, especially a concert like For My Brother's concert, I think you should go watch this. They had some conversations in the background.
Yeah, I've seen that. I couldn't go that.
So that actually is my cousin. Jam is my cousin.
Oh,
so I mean, I was there.
So all the people here who couldn't come that day, this year you have to be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
it happened on my birthday though. And
when is it happening?
We are looking at either the first weekend of December or the second weekend of December. So probably your birthday again.
Well,
we'll be there.
So you guys need to be there.
If I tell you how I missed that concert, it's so funny. So I had my tickets, everything, and Andy was supposed to, and was supposed to be at an event to MC it, and he couldn't do it last minute.
So
he
now you
called me, and I was like, Andy. I said, no, it ended like 9:10. I couldn't make it.
But we'll be there. We'll be there, Coach. I mean, look, when you frame up the details, you let us know.
Yeah, I'll
let you know. We'll give it a mention.
And then the second album is also coming out in November.
I can't wait.
Charlie.
We'll listen to that. Yeah, and then we'll have a conversation.
What should we expect?
Charlie. Nah, but you can tell from if you've listened to everything I've dropped this year, because I've done
you've done
AEC. We have this one with Raymond. You already know the bag that we're in. So I'm telling you guys, you don't worry, you hear.
You guys, November, man. It's like what, 3 weeks away.
3 weeks away. The album go drop.
We go get private listening before.
I'll invite you guys.
We'll all be there. Trust me. All right, guys. Thank you, Kojo. Thank you so much for passing through.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
It's
bro.
been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to my production team for giving us extended time. And that's how I wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty 106.1. Shout out to my team, Fly, Emmanuel Ayamga, Immortal, Nana Kwame Labi, thank you. We were absolute great support on the interview. We love it. My DJ Fidelis, shout outs to you. And shout outs to you, our listeners. I'm sure you enjoyed the conversation. We'll repurpose it and put it out on Spotify for you to relive the entire experience if you missed this conversation live. But keep your dials locked on Sporty FM. There's the news at midday, Sporty Plug at 12:30, Sporty Drive at 4. And we have all kinds of amazing things for you to enjoy. Remember, there's live commentary of Ghana v Comoros on Sunday. So prep. And if you can't go to the stadium, don't worry. We have you sorted. We'll take you through that game. And if you can, go and support the Black Stars. We'll also keep you updated on the rest of the World Cup qualifiers as they happen on the continent. My name is Nathan Kwa. This has been the Sporty Breakfast. We sign out with a second bite of Kojoku's new one, Tontonte, featuring Ara the J and Oferian Ponsa. Enjoy.
Yeah, we're looking for some new music.
It's my house again for
It's been 4 years since he joined the team, and we've been wanting for him to organize a concert, and we are happy he's finally here. We can't jam, it's been exciting. So it's a 10 over 10 for me. 10 over 10.
Rich dad, poor dad, rich dad, you poor dad. You gon' be in my stick again, you should have said. Oh, my son, you say, we'll get sick of pain. Take me your walk, cause you know you got pain. And I'm gonna wind us 20, you know what I'm saying. Man, I'm forgetting you. All best are off, I'm on the treadmill.
First off, congratulations on an amazing show.
Thank you.
The way we came for the rehearsal, we spoke about some expectations. You're gonna cry and all that. I think we did see that.
Yeah, it was that particular song and who I was doing it for. Because even in the studio, when I started or trying to do the rehearsal, I was just starting stuff. So I knew, but I was able to almost get through half of it before it happened. Yeah, but Charlie, I had to do it for my brother.
The show has been able to encapsulate everything you hope FMB will be.
I hope people feel that way about it. Definitely, this is the first edition. So every time we meet again, we are going to find new ways to make it, even more exciting. So this has been great, but the next will definitely be greater.
What about say if I so see, you go grow with no trees, no big bash. Why more workers for in branches? No, they enjoy the food.
As a fan, I feel I'm okay. I think I'm ready to move on from
So the next one.
And enjoy the new Kojo.
Yeah.
I think I've been stuck on it for long.
Yeah.
And I also feel for the past 4 years we've had to go around explaining FMB. So I feel this is it.
This has shown everything. Yeah.
This is it. I'm really happy we had a chance to do this, and this is from a fan. I'm a big fan of you, and I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to actually.
Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Your eye no good. You dey pass your artist in back. You dey ask where excuse. See, where your eye no good. Bro, you kill him. Congratulations. Thank you, bro.
But yeah, this is amazing.
Charlie.
It takes too much of your time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should go and
just. Thank you for hanging out with me during these past 3 or 4 days.
Yes.
I appreciate it so much. And I saw you were singing your I want the signature like bro. Yeah, love.
Yeah, I lost my voice, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm here, so every day we did. That's okay, that's your amazing grace.
Still we the ride on. Yeah, one corner my main pipe ball. Then we try break you down to take you down. So always protect your cycle. We fight, we run.
It's my house again for paying me prepare.
It's been 4 years since he joined the team, and we've been wanting like for him to organize a concert, and we are happy he's finally here. We can't jam, like it's been exciting. So it's a 10 over 10 for me. 10 over 10.
Rich dad, poor dad, rich dad, you born now. You go be the number 6 again, you should have said, oh, that's a sign, you say, we'll get you campaign. Check in your walk, cause you know you can pay. And I'm going to minus 20, you know what I'm saying. Man, I'm for them, all best are off, I'm on the treadmill.
First off, congrats on an amazing show.
Thank you.